Chapter 826. Celestial Demon Suppression Formation. What's that guy doing? Seeing the Taishan demon rushing towards the Thousand Demon picture, the remaining old antiques were shocked. Is he courting death? They didn't care about the Taishan demon's suicidal behavior. Now, they were thinking of ways to break this formation and leave this place. Demon devouring pattern, suppress. The Taishan demon roared and condensed a huge demonic pattern. This was the demon devouring pattern, and it suppressed the Thousand Demon picture. A terrifying demonic light burst forth from the 10,000 demon statuary, forming numerous valiant demons. These valiant demons charged ferociously at the demon devouring rune. At this moment, Yang Hanwu also made his move. He flicked his finger in the void. Demon killing finger. The huge golden finger pierced through the space and crushed towards the Thousand Demon picture. Someone is hiding. The faces of Tianshou Venerable and the others changed drastically. They didn't expect that there would be someone hiding here at this time. When they saw who it was, they heaved a sigh of relief. This person wasn't strong, and his cultivation was only in the Venerable realm. They weren't worried at all. A mere Venerable realm cultivator dared to appear at this time and attack the Thousand Demon picture. He was simply courting death. Celestial Demon Suppression Formation, rise. To their surprise, Yang Hanwu actually activated the formation at this time. And it was a powerful formation, the Celestial Demon Suppression Formation. The eyes of Tianshou Venerable and the others widened. This kid was actually a supreme formation sorcerer. The Celestial Demon Suppression Formation was a supreme formation, a super formation that could even suppress a great emperor. They had only heard of this formation in ancient books. It was rumored that this formation was created by a supreme formation emperor. In the ancient times, during the Great War of Gods and Demons, this formation killed countless demons. Many demon emperors were suppressed. That era wasn't like now. At that time, spiritual energy was abundant, and vitality was abundant between heaven and earth. Therefore, countless strong people were born between heaven and earth. That era was really an era where great sages were everywhere and saints were as common as dogs. Strong people were as common as clouds. There were countless great emperors back then, but now, there were probably less than 200 great emperors in the entire 9 heavens 10 earths. In the 5 extremities space, there were only a dozen great emperors. There were 5 great emperor realm experts here right now. Previously, one of them had been killed. Therefore, there were only 4 true great emperors left. Of these 4 people, one was from the Devil Dao, 2 were from the 5 extreme holy lands, and the last one was from the sea race. However, in ancient times, there were tens of thousands of great emperor realm experts. It was obvious that that era was the golden age for cultivators. When the Heavenly Devil Suppression Formation appeared, its powerful strength suppressed the 10,000 Devil catalog. Get over here! The Taishan demon grabbed fiercely, and a huge hand was formed, grabbing towards the 10,000 demons catalog. The 10,000 demon statuary struggled frantically as it unleashed a series of powerful attacks. Streams of demonic chi slammed into the array in an attempt to break it open. However, it was all in vain. The Heavenly Devil Suppression Formation was so powerful that it suppressed all the power of the 10,000 demon catalog. However, at this moment, Yang Hanwu was sweating profusely. He had used up too much energy. It wasn't a good thing if this continued. Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. If this continued, he was afraid that there would be big trouble. Even if he managed to suppress and refine the 10,000 demon catalog, he wouldn't have much energy left. One should know that there were still strong enemies eyeing him. None of the remaining people were good people. In the 5 extremities space, people who had cultivated to such a level were all extremely ruthless. Besides them, there was also the Heavenly Demon Bridge. Yang Hanwu originally thought that it wouldn't be that difficult to suppress the 10,000 demon catalog and that it would be much easier to mobilize the power of the world in his body. However, he didn't expect it to be much more difficult than he thought. Buzz buzz. At this moment, the 10,000 beast catalog shook. Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. The 10,000 Beast catalog actually showed signs of breaking free from his control. This wasn't a good thing. If it broke free from his control, it would be troublesome. He had already refined the 10,000 Beast catalog and recognized him as its master. If it still broke free from his control, it would be a big problem. Could it be because of the Heavenly Beast Venerable? The Heavenly Beast Venerable was the supreme elder of the Heavenly Beast sect. Could it have a special way to control the 10,000 Beast catalog? Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. However, looking at the Heavenly Beast Venerable, it didn't seem like he was summoning the 10,000 Beast catalog. Instead, the changes in the 10,000 Demon catalog attracted Yang Hongwu's attention. The 10,000 Demon catalog had changed. The originally terrifying demons had turned into ferocious beasts. That's the 10,000 Beast catalog. At this moment, the Heavenly Beast Venerable also widened his eyes in disbelief. The 10,000 Demon catalog had changed and became almost exactly the same as the 10,000 Beast catalog. On the front, there were also ferocious beasts. However, these ferocious beasts were surging with demonic aura and were filled with ferocious flames. They were not like ferocious beasts, but demonic aura. These ferocious beasts were more like demonic beasts. What are you guys still doing? Aren't you going to do anything? Yang Hongwu realized that the Heavenly Demon Bridge was about to erupt again. This was really an internal and external problem. The Heavenly Beast Venerable and the rest were still killing ferocious beasts and resisting the Heavenly Demon Bridge, but now the pressure on them was greatly reduced. This was because Yang Hongwu's Heavenly Demon Suppression Formation had taken the brunt of the pressure. However, these guys were actually not doing anything at this time. This made Yang Hongwu especially angry. Do you want to die here? Yang Hongwu shouted, hurry up and suppress the demonic bridge. After suppressing the demonic bridge, I will have a chance to break the formation and leave here. Otherwise, we will all die here. At this moment, the Heavenly Beast Venerable and the rest also reacted. Yes, if they did not break the formation, they would die here sooner or later. After all, the power of the Heavenly Demon Bridge was extremely terrifying and seemingly endless. Now that it was suppressed by the Heavenly Demon Suppression Formation, as long as they joined forces, they could temporarily seal the Heavenly Demon Bridge. At that time, they would have a chance to break the formation and leave this place. After the few of them looked at each other, they exploded with powerful strength and each of them used their own methods to suppress the demonic bridge. Let's do it together and suppress the demonic bridge. They were all old antiques with powerful strength and rich battle experience. Previously, because the Heavenly Demon Bridge was too strong, they were suppressed. However, now that the demonic bridge's power was weakened, how could they not seize the opportunity? The originally violent and terrifying demonic bridge was slowly suppressed. Chapter 827. Demonic Tao Heaven reaching 10,000 Beast Totem. This is the 10,000 Beast Totem. Tian Shou Honored Lord discovered the existence of the 10,000 Beast Totem and his face changed. Damn little bastard, you killed my Sky Beast sect leader? Tian Shou Honored Lord, look at the big picture. Huangsheng said. Huangsheng was one of the great emperors of the 5 extreme holy grounds. His strength was already at the 3rd level of the Great Emperor realm and was extremely powerful. Humph. Tian Shou Honored Lord snorted coldly, but he knew that this wasn't the time to be calculative. They had to work together to deal with the heaven-reaching demon bridge and the 10,000 demon totem. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. He didn't want to expose himself, but he had no choice now. The 10,000 beast totem flew out and landed on the 10,000 demon totem. It turned into a white light and started to merge with the 10,000 demon totem. Everyone's eyes widened. The 10,000 beast totem and 10,000 demon totem are merging. How is this possible? Could it be that the 10,000 beast totem and 10,000 demon totem were originally one? Everyone was shocked. Yang Hongwu also realized this point. When the 10,000 beast totem and 10,000 demon totem merged, they were still absorbing Yang Hongwu's power. His power was being absorbed by the 10,000 beast totem. At this moment, the 10,000 Beast Totem had the upper hand. The merging continued, but the aura that erupted was getting more and more terrifying. Originally, the 10,000 Beast Totem and 10,000 Demon Totem were both Emperor weapons. Now that they were merging, they became even more terrifying. When two powerful Emperor weapons merged, their power would become incomparably terrifying. One must know that the 10,000 Demon Totem was an upper-grade Emperor weapon while the 10,000 Beast Totem was a middle-grade Emperor weapon. Once they merged, they would probably surpass the upper-grade Emperor weapon and become a supreme-grade Emperor weapon. It would become an Emperor weapon on the same level as the Heaven-Reaching Bridge. The Heaven-Reaching Bridge was a supreme-grade Emperor weapon and its power was incomparably terrifying. Moreover, the Heaven-Reaching Demon Totem was surpassing an ordinary supreme-grade Emperor weapon. Yang Hongwu's eyes narrowed. 1,000 Beast Totem was devouring 1,000 Demon Totem and 10,000 Demon Totem was becoming stronger. After all, the 10,000 Demon catalog was suppressed by the formation and the Taishan Demon. Rumble. A terrifying aura exploded. It was the Heavenly Demon Bridge. It realized that the situation was unfavorable to it, so it sent out a torrential wave of demonic chi, breaking the seal and rushing into the Myriad Demon catalog. That powerful demonic aura entered the Myriad Demon Totem, instantly increasing its might. The Myriad Demon Totem, which was originally at a disadvantage, actually gained the upper hand at this moment. Yang Hongwu let out a muffled groan. That demonic chi just now had slightly impacted his mind, causing him to suffer some minor injuries. The Taishan demon's body also shook a few times. Damned Heavenly Devil Bridge. Yang Hongwu cursed in his heart. He also realized that even though Venerable Tian Shou and the others were so strong, the 4 Emperor Realm experts were useless against them. Hao Yin Devil Suppressing Seal. 9 Dragons Refining Technique. Yang Hongwu roared and activated the 9 Dragons Saint Body. Numerous divine dragons flew out and spat out balls of flames that enveloped the 10,000 demon statuary. Refining Technique. Yang Hongwu had obtained this refining technique after obtaining the dragon bones of the primordial dragon lord. All this while, Yang Hongwu had never tried it. At this moment, it was a desperate attempt. After all, there was not much time left. The time he could maintain his peak state was limited. The power of the 9 dragons refining technique was beyond Yang Hongwu's expectations. The fire of the 9 dragons was refined by Yang Hongwu. It was transformed from the fire of yin and yang. However, Yang Hongwu's current strength was still too weak. Otherwise, he could directly upgrade the fire of yin and yang into the real 9 dragons sacred fire. The power of the 9 dragons sacred fire was definitely incomparably strong. It could be compared to the legendary true 9 flames. Of course, there was still a huge gap between it and the legendary chaotic sacred fire. Refine. The seals of the 9 dragons weapon crafting technique were sent out one after another, landing on the 10,000 demon catalog. The demonic chi in the 10,000 demon statuary was refined bit by bit. Originally, the Taishan demon had planned to refine the 10,000 demon statuary for his own use. However, the current situation did not seem feasible. He did not expect that the 10,000 demon statuary was actually one with the 10,000 beast statuary. However, it had been demonized. Once the demonic chi in the 10,000 demon statuary was fused, it would become a supreme emperor weapon. This emperor weapon was not a demonic weapon. Hence, he could not unleash its full power in his hands. It was better to leave it in his original body. He and his original body were one. It was just that he lacked a usable weapon. However, as long as he refined the Heavenly Demon Bridge, he could do the same. To him, he did not need too many weapons. One was enough, and that was the Heavenly Demon Bridge. Of course, the difficulty of subduing and refining the Heavenly Demon Bridge was much more difficult than subduing and refining the 10,000 demon statuary. Damn human, how can there be such a powerful refining technique? The Heavenly Demon Bridge's expression changed when it saw Yang Hongwu performing the 9 dragons refining technique. It was a supreme refining technique. To them, it was their nemesis. After all, they belonged to the category of weapons and equipment. They were not real living creatures. They were not made of flesh and blood. If the person who used this refining technique was strong enough, they could easily refine them. This kind of technique made it feel a huge threat. Heavenly Demon Bridge, Demonic Tao Heavens. With a loud roar, a huge tunnel appeared in the void. This tunnel pierced through heaven and earth, connecting the plane barrier. Boom! From that tunnel, waves of terrifying demonic chi burst out. This tunnel connected to the demonic domain. It allowed the vast demonic chi in the demonic domain to pour in. Instantly, the Heavenly Demon Bridge's aura increased by several times. The 10,000 demon statuary that was suppressed also changed. Terrifying demonic flames appeared. In the demonic domain, powerful demonic emperors felt the aura of the 5 extreme space. It's the aura of the 5 extreme space. That's the 10,000 demon statuary and the Heavenly Demon Bridge. I never thought that the aura of the Heavenly Demon Bridge would appear. For a long time, the connection between the demonic domain and the 5 extreme space had been broken by the heaven domain level experts. The Heavenly Demon Bridge also did not connect. After all, it was only a demonic artifact. Although it was a powerful supreme demonic artifact, it had not transformed. Once it entered the demonic domain, it would be restricted by the laws of the demonic domain. At that time, if a powerful demonic emperor appeared, they would be able to control it. This was not what it wanted to see. And now, it had no other choice. So it had to connect to the demonic domain and draw on the powerful demonic chi from the demonic domain. Its strength kept increasing, and its aura kept getting stronger. The 10,000 demon statuary was the same. The laws of the demonic Tao appeared. Chapter 828. Refine power of the world, suppress it. Yang Hanwu roared, and the power of the little fiend realm and the witch realm erupted, forming a huge shadow. That was the power of the world roulette. The power of the world roulette suppressed the 10,000 demon totem, giving it no chance to resist. Merge. Mysterious runes entered the 10,000 demon totem, instantly merging the 10,000 demon totem with the 10,000 beast totem. A ray of light shot up into the sky. The power of the witch realm and the little fiend realm poured into it. This time, chaotic chi was born, and the two totem underwent a mysterious change. On this totem, there were not only countless ferocious beasts and strange beasts, but also chaotic mountains and rivers. This is the mountain river map. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened, and a memory appeared in the depths of his mind. Wasn't this totem the mountain river map? After the mountain river map was separated, it actually became the 10,000 beast totem and the 10,000 demon totem. However, what surprised Yang Hanwu was that the mountain river map was at most similar to the 10,000 beast totem and the 10,000 demon totem. Why did the 10,000 beast totem and the 10,000 demon totem merge to form the mountain river map? Yang Hanwu couldn't figure this out. However, this wasn't the time to think about these things. His right hand grabbed at the void, and the mountain river map turned into a ray of light, flying toward Yang Hanwu. Kid, this totem is mine. At this time, the sky beast Venerable was emboldened, and a big hand grabbed at the mountain river map. How could something formed by the fusion of the 10,000 demon totem and the 10,000 beast totem be ordinary? It was definitely a supreme emperor weapon, and it was incomparably powerful. Once one obtained it, one's combat strength would increase exponentially. Moreover, once one comprehended the mystery and comprehended the laws within, one's strength would skyrocket. His cultivation realm had not broken through for countless years, and his lifespan had reached a limit. If he couldn't break through, he would die because his lifespan was exhausted. Therefore, he was determined to get the mountain river map. If it wasn't for the fact that his lifespan was nearing its end, he wouldn't have taken the risk to seize the Heavenly Devil Bridge. As an old antique who had lived for countless years, he treasured his life very much. After knowing how terrifying the Heavenly Devil Bridge was, how could he act rashly? If it wasn't a last resort, he would definitely not do it. How dare you? A cold light burst out from Yang Hongwu's eyes. He had already expected that venerable Tian Shou would make a move. That old fellow had already wanted to make a move when he saw the myriad beast totem in his hands. The mountain river thousand beast totem, the mountain river map, and the supreme law contained the supreme law contained the supreme laws of the heavens, the mountain. Heavens, sky, heavens. Heavens, said Lee's the heavens. That damned old thing. To think that he would still want to fight amongst himself at this moment to snatch the treasures. He was simply courting death. They wouldn't have the time to break the formation and leave this place. If that happened, it would be a dead end. Originally, they had joined forces to suppress the Sky Demon Bridge. However, the Heavens Beast Venerable had withdrawn his power and turned to seize the mountain river map, increasing the strength of the Sky Demon Bridge. Coupled with the surging demonic chi from the Demon Domain's passage, the Sky Demon Bridge, which was originally at a disadvantage, suddenly gained the upper hand. The faces of Huangsheng and the others turned pale at this moment. That despicable Heavens Beast Venerable. If I survive, I must tear him into pieces. As long as I obtain the supreme treasure that is fused with the 10,000 beast totem, my strength will increase by leaps and bounds. The might of this treasure is not any weaker than the heavenly demon bridge. Once I succeed in recognizing it as my master, would I still be afraid of a mere heavenly demon bridge? The Heavens Beast Venerable's hand grabbed the mountain river map. He was laughing maniacally, and his eyes were filled with madness. Madman, you're courting death. Huangxing shouted. After the 10,000 demon totem has merged, its power will be even stronger and its strength will be even more terrifying. You can't even control the 10,000 demon totem with your current strength, and you still want to control the improved 10,000 demon totem? You'll die. Humph, do you think I'm a fool? The Heavens Beast Venerable said coldly. Don't forget that before the merger, the 10,000 beast totem was our sky beast sex treasure. How can I not know the method to control the 10,000 beast totem and activate the spiritual art? As he spoke, he struck out spiritual art after spiritual art in an attempt to control the mountain river map. However, when the spiritual art hit the map, a 7-colored light appeared. The 7-colored light turned into divine dragons that opened their mouths and swallowed the spiritual art. Pfft! The Heavens Beast Venerable's eyes widened. How is this possible? My spiritual art is out of control. He suffered a backlash. The 10,000 beast spirit art was the method to control the 10,000 beast totem. However, the one in front of him wasn't the 10,000 beast totem. After Yang Hanwu refined the 10,000 beast totem, he had already erased the method to control the 10,000 beast spirit art. How could he possibly control the 10,000 beast totem? If he couldn't even control the 10,000 beast totem, let alone the mountain river map. You're overestimating yourself. Since you're courting death, I'll send you on your way. Yang Hanwu was furious. This bastard actually wanted to snatch food from the tiger's mouth. This was simply unforgivable. Taishang Demon, go suppress the heavenly demon bridge. I'll kill this old thing. Yang Hongwu's thoughts moved. The mountain river map flew to Yang Hongwu's side. Numerous illusory images of mountains and rivers appeared. Vast and boundless power erupted from the mountain river map, forming numerous gigantic deities. Julingshin. This was the mountain river map that had condensed the god, Julingshin. Who's Julingshin? He was definitely a powerful guy. He wasn't the useless guy rumored to be in the heavenly court of the three realms. This Julingshin was incomparably powerful. He could tear apart the void with just a raise of his hand. One punch was enough to shatter a small plane. Kill! Evil path, kill kill kill! Julingshin roared. A pair of huge bronze hammers appeared in his hands. The power that erupted from the huge bronze hammers was terrifying. The terrifying pressure seemed to be something that even heaven and earth couldn't resist. Huge cracks appeared on the ground. These cracks were like spider webs that spread out in all directions. Every time Julingshin took a step, a huge footprint would appear. Every step he took would cause the earth to quake and the world to shake. Even the void was about to be trampled to pieces. No! Tianshu Venerable's face changed drastically. He didn't expect that the mountain river map formed after the integration of the 10,000 beast totem could summon such a powerful god. Chapter 829. Sealed Passage. Boom! With a loud sound, Tianshu Honored Lord was beaten to death. Everyone was shocked. Yang Hongwu's strength was beyond their expectations. A mere martial honorable could beat Tianshu Honored Lord to death. Although he relied on a treasure, his combat strength was too terrifying. The 1,000 beast totem that had merged with the 1,000 demon totem was so terrifying. A supreme grade emperor weapon was indeed terrifying. In the 5 extremities space, supreme grade emperor weapons were extremely rare. Only the Heavenly Demon Palace and the 5 extremities sacred grounds had a high-grade emperor weapon and a supreme-grade emperor weapon. At that moment, the heaven-reaching demon bridge was a top-quality emperor artifact. There was no need to doubt how powerful it was. As for the heaven-reaching demon bridge, even if it wasn't a top-quality emperor artifact, it was still a high-quality emperor artifact. It was extremely powerful, causing people to drool with envy. However, they didn't dare to attack now. Although Tianshu Venerable's strength was weaker than theirs, it wasn't by much. Yet, he was still killed by a single blow. If they really fought, they didn't have the slightest confidence that they could survive under the might of Julingshan. Moreover, they were still in danger. If they couldn't defeat the Heavenly Demon Bridge and break the formation, they wouldn't be able to leave this place. Only death awaited them. Although the treasure was precious and they wanted it, their lives were more precious. If they lost their lives, how could they talk about treasures? What treasures did they want? Of course, Tianshu Honored Lord's death made them feel sad. After all, Tianshu Honored Lord was an expert in the 5 extremities space. He was a top-notch expert. Come! Yang Hanwu waved his hand and kept the mountain river map. The power of the mountain river map was beyond Yang Hongwu's expectation. It wasn't any weaker than his clear sky pagoda. He had obtained another supreme treasure. Moreover, Yang Hongwu could feel that there was a powerful plane in the mountain river map. There were countless living beings in this plane. Yang Hongwu could clearly feel that they were living beings in the untainted 3 realms. This made Yang Hongwu even more surprised. If he could completely control the stately painting, his strength would indeed be greatly enhanced. Taking a deep breath, it was time to refine the Heavenly Devil Bridge. Damnable human, how can you take away the myriad demon picture? Damn you! The Heavenly Demon Bridge was furious after the mountain and river map was taken away. Who would have thought that the 10,000 demon catalog would actually be taken away and become Yang Hongwu's treasure? Right now, the 10,000 demon catalog was much stronger than before. Its strength had become even more terrifying. Although it had yet to become a top-grade emperor artifact, it was not far off. Compared to before, its strength had increased by more than just a little. After all, he had fused with the myriad beast totem. Furthermore, what infuriated him even more was that the demonic aura within the myriad demon catalog had completely disappeared. He had a feeling that he hated. That's great. Fellow Taoist, let's suppress this demonic bridge together, Huangsheng said. All right. Yang Hongwu's eyes glowed. With a wave of his hand, a huge thunderbolt shot towards the Heavenly Demon Bridge. Suppress. The power of thunder condensed into a lightning dragon and slammed heavily onto the Heavenly Demon Bridge. Boom! A huge explosion rang out, and the gigantic body of the Heavenly Devil Bridge trembled. However, there was no damage at all. However, the aura of the Heavenly Demon Bridge had weakened significantly. Fellow Taoist, we have to seal the passageway to the Devil Domain first. This Heavenly Devil Bridge is able to absorb the boundless Devil Chi from the Devil Domain, and its strength is terrifying. If we don't seal the passageway, we won't be able to suppress the Heavenly Devil Bridge. Another expert shouted out. You guys suppress the demonic bridge. I'll break the demonic passage. Yang Hongwu nodded. Looking at the demonic passage, a cold glint shot out from his eyes. A golden saber appeared, and a dragon roared. It was the nine-dragon saber. Holding the nine-dragon's saber tightly with both hands, he raised it slightly. Boundless magical power poured into the saber, and his aura exploded to the extreme. 9 dragons break the heavens. With a roar, the gigantic saber slashed down at the demonic passage, containing the power of law. 9 gigantic golden dragons soared into the sky. Mighty and domineering, they were filled with a terrifying power that could destroy the world. The 9 dragons slammed into the demonic passage heavily. Boom! With a loud explosion, the entire sky exploded. The passage started to crumble under the impact of such a terrifying power. If it had been an ordinary person, it would not have been easy to shatter the demon zone passageway. However, Yang Hou's attack contained a powerful force, especially the power of space. It was this power of space that could cause the demon zone passageway to collapse. What's going on? Damn it, the passage is broken and sealed. In the demonic passage, the demonic emperors had just arrived not far from the demonic passage when they realized that the void had crumbled. The demonic passage that led to the 5 extremities space was shattered and sealed. They had made a wasted trip. Especially when they felt that the heaven-piercing demon bridge was in the 5 extremities space, and this passage was now shattered. How could they not be angry? How could they not be angry? What should we do? The heavenly demon bridge must not fall into the hands of others. The faces of the demonic emperors were extremely gloomy. They were all experts from the heavenly demon palace. One of them was the sovereign devil emperor of the heavenly demon palace. His strength was already at the peak of the devil emperor realm. Although he wasn't an invincible great emperor, his strength could be said to be invincible among the devil emperors. He was only a step away from entering the realm of invincible great emperor. In the devil region, the heavenly demon emperor was once the ruler of the devil region. He was incomparably powerful. The heavenly demon palace was the palace of the heavenly demon emperor, and it was his force. It was extremely difficult for the sovereign devil emperor to break through to the invincible great emperor realm. After so many years, he still hadn't succeeded. If he could obtain the heavenly demon bridge of the heavenly demon emperor, he would have a chance to break through to the invincible great emperor realm. Open the passage. The sovereign devil emperor ordered. Open the passage? This. Lord Sovereign, this isn't an easy task. Opening the passage requires a huge amount of energy. We are at a crucial moment now, and we have to be wary of that old man, the Blood Yuan Devil Emperor. That old man is eyeing our heavenly demon palace covetously. If he finds an opportunity, we will suffer great losses. An old man with a white beard said. There's no need to say anymore. I have to get the heavenly demon bridge. Once I obtain it, I will become an invincible great emperor. That old man, the Blood Yuan Devil Emperor, won't be worth mentioning. The sovereign devil emperor said coldly. Chapter 830. 9 Dragon Sky Prison Formation. It's great that the passage is sealed. With the passage to the demon domain severed, the demonic aura disappeared instantly. The power of the law of demon Tao was also restricted. The face of the heaven-piercing demon bridge changed. Despicable human, I should have killed you first. The heaven-piercing demon bridge roared. You're dreaming if you want to kill me. Let's see how I'll suppress and refine you. Yan Hanwu said. Ha, what arrogance. Do you think you're the heaven-piercing demon emperor? Even if that old thing appears, he won't be able to suppress and refine me. The heaven-piercing demon bridge sneered. Is that so? Yang Hongwu's eyes shone with a cold light. A palm print formed in the void. It was the yin-yang palm print. The energy of yin and yang formed a huge palm print and slammed it towards the heaven-piercing demon bridge. Give it your all. Huang Xing looked at Yan Hanwu. Although he was jealous that he had obtained such a powerful emperor weapon, it was better for him to get out of here first. After his life was safe, he would snatch the mountain river map. All right. While everyone was unleashing their powers, the heaven-piercing demon bridge exploded once again. A monstrous aura shot up into the sky. The vast energy was like a tsunami, as if it was going to destroy everything. Boom! The vast energy collided with each other, causing a terrifying explosion. The impact of the shockwave caused the surroundings to be destroyed. The entire ground seemed to have been washed away by some kind of terrifying power. Layers of pale rock were exposed on the ground. These layers of rock formed something like luli under the impact of the powerful energy. One could see how huge the impact was. Boom! 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 Yang Hanwu was sent flying. The Taishan demon was sent flying as well. Of course, Huang Sheng and the other experts were no exception. A gigantic bridge that reached the heavens appeared. It was as if the bridge had shot up into the sky. It was filled with boundless energy. Not good. Once this sky bridge connects the sky region and the devil region, its strength will become even more terrifying. No one will be able to resist its suppression. We have to break the sky bridge now. We can't let it connect the sky region and the devil region and absorb their energy. Otherwise, we will all die. Everyone's expression changed. They were in the five extremities space. Although everyone had reached the pinnacle of the great sage realm or even the great monarch realm, they were still in the five extremities space. However, this plane was not as high level as the heaven domain and the devil domain. Compared to the heaven domain and the devil domain, the power of the laws here was still greatly restricted. If a great emperor could exert all his power in the heaven domain and the devil's realm, it would be very terrifying. However, in the five extreme space, the power that could be exerted was less than 1/10 of that in the heaven domain and the devil's realm. This was because of the suppression of the power of law. However, the heaven-piercing devil bridge was different. If the heaven-piercing devil bridge was connected to the heaven-piercing region and devil region, it would absorb the energy and laws of the heaven-piercing region and devil region. Then, the power of the heaven-piercing devil bridge would surpass the suppression of the laws of the five extreme space. In that case, unless an invincible great emperor appeared, no one would be able to resist such a terrifying attack. This was why Huang Sheng was so excited. His strength was the strongest among everyone present, and he was also the most experienced. He had lived for countless years, so of course he knew a lot of things. Moreover, he had a high status in the five extreme sacred grounds. He knew the heaven-piercing devil bridge very well. That was why he knew so much. When the others heard Huang Sheng's words, their expressions changed drastically. Since Huang Sheng had said so, it was definitely not a lie, especially under such circumstances. This was a matter of life and death. He wouldn't lie. We have to work together to suppress it. We can't let the heaven-piercing devil bridge succeed. Another great emperor said. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. As the longevity ancient tree, Nini could feel the power of the heaven domain at this moment. Shi Bauer also woke up. It's the heaven-piercing devil bridge. I didn't expect you to encounter it. Shi Bauer felt the aura of the heaven-piercing devil bridge and was very surprised. You took the mountain river map? Yes. Shi Bauer, do you have a way to suppress the heaven-piercing devil bridge? Yang Hongwu asked. I've slashed out the evil corpse, the Taishan demon. He needs a magic treasure. If he can get the heaven-piercing devil bridge, his strength will increase greatly. Yang Hongwu said. Evil corpse? You slashed out the evil corpse? Upon hearing his words, Shi Bauer looked at the Taishan demon, feeling even more astonished. It had only been a short while since he last appeared, yet Yang Hongwu had already created an evil corpse. You've cultivated the three-corpse slaying technique? No. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. I don't know what's going on. But the evil corpse was indeed slashed out. It was inexplicably slashed out. In fact, Yang Hongwu didn't like the three corpses slaying technique. It was indeed an accident that the evil corpse was slashed out. Your physique and foundation are very strong. Now that you've slashed out the evil corpse, it will be more difficult for you to break through to the great emperor realm in the future. You have to slash out the three corpses and combine them to break through to the great emperor realm. Sure, Bauer said. Now is not the time to talk about this. We're trapped in the space of the heaven-piercing devil bridge. If we can't suppress the heaven-piercing devil bridge and let it connect to the heavenly domain and the demon domain, I'm afraid we won't be able to get out. We'll become its nourishment. Yang Hanwu looked at the heaven-piercing devil bridge. The two vast forces formed two light pillars. One hit the heavenly domain and the other hit the demon domain. If the two light pillars broke through the heavenly domain and the demon domain, they would have no chance. Formation. You can only use formations now, Sure, Bauer said after a few breaths. What formation? Yang Hanwu urged. 9 Dragons Sky Prison Formation. Sure, Bauer said. This formation is a great formation that cooperates with your 9 Dragons Sacred Body and 9 Transformation Yin-Yang Harmony Art. This formation is very powerful. Once it's activated, its power is boundless. Even a great emperor can't break it. However, it will consume a lot of energy to set up this formation. I'm afraid you'll have to consume part of the energy of your Dragon Pearl. Consume the energy of my Dragon Pearl? Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. The energy of the Dragon Pearl in his body hadn't been completely consumed. However, the energy of the Dragon Pearl would be fully unleashed when Yang Hanwu wanted to break through to the Great Emperor realm. Yang Hanwu felt that it was a pity to use it now. However, this was a critical moment. He couldn't care less. Alright, I'll use the energy of the Dragon Pearl then, Yang Hanwu said. That's not all. When the time comes, your dragon soul will also be severely damaged. I'm afraid you won't be able to cast the heaven-swallowing dragon soul for half a year, Sure, Bauer added. Chapter 831. Heaven-climbing vine reappears, so be it. Yang Hanwu said. If we can get the heaven-piercing demon bridge, then everything will be worth it. Alright, since you said so, I won't say anything more. Sure, Bauer said and pointed his finger. A ray of light entered Yang Hanwu's mind. Yang Hanwu immediately felt a wave of information. This was the 9 Dragon Sky Imprisoning Formation. Everyone, suppress it with all your might. I'm going to set up a formation that can completely separate the heaven region from the demon region. Only then will we have a chance to suppress the heaven-piercing demon bridge. Yang Hanwu looked at Huang Sheng and the others and said. Huang Sheng and the others still didn't know that Yang Hanwu and the Taishan demon were the same person. The Taishan demon was just Yang Hanwu's clone. To Yang Hanwu, this was his biggest trump card. This trump card would bring unexpected benefits at the crucial moment. Are you confident in sealing this space with a formation? Huang Sheng and the others hurriedly asked. If it could really be done, then this formation would be too heaven-defying. In their memories, there wasn't any formation that was this powerful. The 9 Dragon Sky Imprisoning Formation is enough. Yang Hanwu said. Alright. Huang Sheng's eyes lit up. He had heard of the 9 Dragon Sky Imprisoning Formation before. It was a supreme formation that was extremely powerful. Although this formation didn't have any offensive power, it could trap great emperors. It could even trap invincible great emperors. This kid was young and his cultivation realm didn't seem high. However, he was indeed an extremely powerful formation master. Even if he couldn't set up the real 9 Dragon Sky Imprisoning Formation, he could still seal this space for a period of time. This shouldn't be a problem. As long as he could seal the space for 2 hours, there shouldn't be a problem suppressing the heaven-piercing demon bridge. At that time, it shouldn't be a problem to leave this place safely. There might even be a chance to obtain the heaven-piercing demon bridge. This was what he wanted. While they were trying their best to suppress the heaven-piercing demon bridge, Yang Hanwu made his move. One after another, mysterious spells were cast. Pieces of elemental spirit stones flew out. Yang Hanwu's mouth suddenly curled into a smile. At this time, he could extort some money. Why was he so stupid? Thinking of this, Yang Hanwu said, Seniors, the 9 Dragons Heaven Prison Array requires 9 types of elemental holy ores. It would be best if they were top-grade elemental holy ores. I don't have much here. I wonder if seniors can provide them. Elemental spirit stones? I have some here. I have some here too. Although it was very painful, he had no choice but to take it out at this critical moment. Huangxing first took out 3 elemental spirit stones. One of them was of the thunder attribute and the other 2 were of the wind attribute. Especially thunder elemental spirit stones, they were very rare. Of course, warriors with thunder elemental battle body or saint body were very rare. Therefore, for ordinary warriors, thunder elemental spirit stones were actually of little value. However, if there was a thunder elemental spirit stone, then thunder elemental spirit stones were very precious. Apart from Huangsheng, the others also took out their elemental spirit stones. In a short time, Yang Hanwu received 20 pieces of top-grade elemental holy ores. The 9 Dragons Heaven Prison Array was about to be activated. The top-grade elemental holy ores flew out and turned into majestic energy. 9 Dragons Heaven Prison Array, rise! With a loud shout, a high-pitched dragon roar was heard. 9 divine dragons soared into the sky and swam continuously. Finally, they formed a huge array. A huge prison word appeared in the void. As soon as the word prison landed, the entire space was sealed. In the demon's domain. The demon sovereign was about to open the passage to the 5 extreme spaces when he felt a strong force breaking through the demon's domain and forming a passage. This made him very happy. However, what happened next infuriated him greatly. The passage that was about to open was suddenly sealed. Moreover, the aura of the heavenly demon bridge disappeared. Damn it, the aura of the heavenly demon bridge disappeared. What is going on? Could it be that the heavenly demon bridge has been sealed or taken away? The demon sovereign's face was extremely gloomy. The heavenly demon bridge was his opportunity to break through to the invincible great emperor realm. Now that he had finally received news of the heavenly demon bridge, how could he not be agitated? Great Emperor, this is bad. The passage to the 5 extreme spaces has been completely sealed. There is no way to sense the 5 extreme spaces. It is as if the entire 5 extreme spaces have disappeared. An expert said. Trash, all of you are trash. Find it for me. If you can't find the 5 extreme spaces, you can all die. The demon sovereign was furious. Majestic energy gathered in his hand and he punched out. A small mountain instantly disappeared. The people around the demon sovereign were all trembling in fear. The demon sovereign was extremely ambitious. Otherwise, he wouldn't have changed his title to the demon sovereign. How arrogant and domineering. In the demon's domain, many experts were dissatisfied with this. However, those who dared to challenge him were all killed by the demon sovereign. From then on, no one dared to question his title. Of course, there was one exception, and that was the Blood Origin Demon Sovereign. He was the Demon Sovereign's sworn enemy. Both of them were equal in strength and neither was willing to submit to the other. Heaven Region. What's going on? The faces of the various forces in Heaven Region changed at this moment. I can't sense the 5 extreme spaces. An emperor of the Tianyi Divine Palace looked extremely gloomy. Could it be that those bastards from the demon's domain did something? Impossible. No one in the demon's domain has such strength. An elder said. Could it be those old guys from the Greater One Divine Palace? Another elder said. It's possible. The same thing happened in the Greater One Divine Palace. The upper echelons of the Greater One Divine Palace were shocked when they realized this. See God's Divine Palace. Kunlun Divine Palace. Wait. The major forces in the Heaven Region were all shocked. In an instant, all the major forces in the Heaven Region gathered together. I think everyone has also sensed that there's a problem with the 5 extreme space. The entire 5 extreme space is the training ground for the major forces of the Qingyun realm. Now, we can't feel the aura of the 5 extreme space. I wonder what everyone has to say about this. A supreme elder of the Tianyi Divine Palace asked. We have to investigate and send people into the 5 extreme spaces. How do we enter? We can't even sense the 5 extreme spaces now. How do we enter? An elder of the Greater One Divine Palace asked. The sky-climbing vine. An emperor of the Kunlun Divine Palace said faintly. The sky-climbing vine can be used. Everyone nodded. But the sky-climbing vine disappeared tens of thousands of years ago. Where would it be? No. A few years ago, another sky-climbing vine appeared. An emperor of the Kunlun Divine Palace said. Chapter 832. Immemorial Demon Dragon Success. Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. However, the heavenly demon bridge's face changed drastically. Damn it. This space is sealed. Damned human. If I had known, I would have killed you first. The heavenly demon bridge was furious. At this moment, his expression also became flustered. This human was actually able to set up an array formation to seal off this space, causing him to be unable to sense the aura of the devil realm and the heavenly realm. It could be seen how powerful the array formation set up by this human was. I've been tricked. I've been tricked. With his strength, he could easily break the formation that sealed off the heavenly broken mountain. However, he did not do so on purpose to suppress me. This damned human. He's too despicable. I must kill him and tear him into pieces so that he can never be reincarnated. As a top-tier emperor weapon and a supreme-grade emperor weapon of the heavenly Grandmaster Emperor, when had it ever been tricked and treated in such a manner? Therefore, Yang Hongwu's scheme had enraged the heavenly demon bridge to the extreme. Boundless power and powerful will locked onto Yang Hongwu in an instant. A huge figure appeared and turned into a gigantic immemorial demon dragon. The heavenly demon bridge was originally refined from the body of an immemorial demon dragon. Its body was the spine of the immemorial demon dragon. The weapon spirit was the soul of the immemorial demon dragon. It was a supreme-grade emperor weapon that the heavenly Grandmaster Emperor had obtained from an immemorial demon dragon in an ancient battlefield. Back then, when the heavenly Grandmaster Emperor had left the 9 heavens 10 lands, he had purposely sealed the heavenly demon bridge here. All this time, the heavenly demon bridge had been unable to break the seal and leave this place. That was because of the heavenly Grandmaster Emperor. Therefore, the heavenly demon bridge had always been a bridge that connected the 2 ends of the abyss. Even so, the heavenly demon bridge had devoured many living beings and obtained a lot of blood, and souls. This allowed the heavenly demon bridge to recover its strength. Originally, the heavenly demon bridge was a supreme-grade emperor weapon. It was equivalent to an invincible emperor weapon. Later on, it was weakened and dropped to the level of a low-grade emperor weapon. After so many years, it had only recovered to the level of a supreme-grade emperor weapon. However, the seal still hadn't been opened, and they still couldn't leave the Skybreak Mountain. Only by completely destroying the heavenly broken mountain or improving it further would it be possible to break the seal. However, no matter which one it was not an easy task. Destroy the sky-breaking mountain? What kind of joke was this? The sky-breaking mountain was the foundation of the entire 5 extremities space. It was protected by powerful seals and the suppression of the power of laws. It was impossible to destroy it unless one's strength surpassed that of an invincible martial monarch. On the other hand, it was much easier to increase one's strength, but it wasn't as simple as it sounded. The spirit chi here was sealed. If he wanted to break through, he would have to continuously devour the flesh and soul of experts. Ever since he had devoured the flesh and soul of many experts thousands of years ago, there had been no more opportunities. This time, he thought it was an excellent opportunity. However, he didn't expect Yang Hongwu to appear. Although he had obtained quite a bit of flesh and soul, it was still not enough. At the most crucial moment, Yang Hongwu had schemed against him. At this moment, the Skybreak Demon Bridge hated Yang Hongwu to the core. In the end, he had finally unleashed his strongest strength. He revealed his true form, the body of the immemorial demon dragon. Boundless strength, a huge body, a huge head, an open mouth, sharp teeth, and a terrifying aura burst out. Looking at this scene, everyone was shocked. This is the immemorial demon dragon. Huangsheng was shocked. So this sky-break demon bridge was refined from the immemorial demon dragon. The immemorial demon dragon was the overlord of the immemorial era. Its strength was terrifying and strong, comparable to the immemorial dragon god. This was enough to prove the ferocity of the immemorial demon dragon. Everyone, let's join forces. This immemorial demon dragon is too scary. If we don't join forces, we won't be able to withstand a single blow from him. Huangsheng realized the severity of the situation. However, Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. So what if it was the immemorial demon dragon? As long as it was a dragon and possessed the bloodline of the dragon, it was a good thing for Yang Hongwu. If it were any other immemorial demon beast, Yang Hongwu would be worried. However, this immemorial demon dragon had Yang Hongwu heaving a sigh of relief. After all, he had cultivated the Tao of the dragon, the immortal dragon body. No matter what kind of dragon it was, they would be suppressed by the bloodline of the dragon race. This was especially true when he unleashed the power of his bloodline. Do it! Everyone gritted their teeth and unleashed their strength towards the immemorial demon dragon that was the Skybreak Demon Bridge. The series of attacks were densely packed and burst out like brilliant fireworks. However, these brilliant fireworks contained a terrifying amount of power and killing intent. Humph! The immemorial demon dragon snorted coldly and said angrily, "I've already revealed my true form. All of you humans will die here and be devoured by me to become my power. Heaven-shaking power, open!" With a roar, a terrifying and powerful energy that could shake the heavens and earth burst out. It turned into a ray of black light and condensed into a long spear that pierced towards Huangsheng and the rest. Crack, crack! The long spear broke through the combined attacks of Huangsheng and the rest. It exploded with a terrifying amount of energy and sent Huangsheng and the rest flying. Bang, bang, bang. One by one, they crashed into the rocks and the ground and were injured. What terrifying strength! What should we do? An expert asked Huangsheng. He was the strongest and had become the leader of the group. Hearing this, Huangsheng smiled bitterly. The immemorial demon dragon's strength is too terrifying. I don't know what to do. Look at that kid. An expert pointed at Yang Hongwu and said loudly. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's entire body glowed with a seven-colored light. His entire body transformed into a golden dragon. Around the golden divine dragon, numerous divine dragon phantoms appeared. He's a dragon. What a terrifying vision. That's the vision of 9 divine dragons. What kind of battle physique is that? Demonic dragon, could it be the demonic dragon physique? Huangsheng's face changed. The demonic dragon was a taboo existence in Jiutian City. It was the supreme demon physique. When the demonic dragon appeared, it was invincible. Even the invincible god of war died in its hands. Its strength was boundless. All the experts in Jiutian City were unable to deal with the demonic dragon. This showed how terrifying the demonic dragon was. Whether it was the heavenly domain or the demon domain, no one could compete with it. Chapter 833. Prepare to take action. What should we do? Huangsheng and the rest tried to communicate with Yang Hongwu through their mental energy after realizing that he had the demonic dragon body. This guy was a formidable foe. No wonder his combat strength was so terrifying even though he was only a half-step saint. He could even suppress an ordinary Emperor Realm expert. Only the demonic dragon body could be so terrifying. Let's wait for him to completely suppress the heavenly demon bridge before we take action. Huangsheng said. All right. Everyone nodded. We can't let him leave here alive. At this moment, Yang Hongwu did not know that these guys were plotting against him. After suppressing the heavenly demon bridge, they would take action against him. Of course, to Yang Hongwu, even if he knew about it, he wouldn't care. He would just take action. After all, this place was still under his control. Not only was there the 9 Dragons Sky Prison formation, there was also the Heavenly Dipper Thunder Formation and other formations. Every single formation was a supreme formation with terrifying power. In addition, he had not used up the 20 supreme-grade elemental holy stones that he had just obtained. He still had 11 left. When these 11 supreme-grade elemental holy stones were inserted into the formation, its power would be even more terrifying and powerful. Moreover, refining the Heavenly Demon Bridge was not an easy task. How could Yang Hanwu do it alone and let them stand by and watch? He wasn't a fool. If these guys didn't consume any of their energy, wouldn't they be lambs waiting to be slaughtered in the end? Therefore, Yang Hanwu would not give them such a chance. In the 5 extremities space, these old antiques were able to grow to their current level. All of them had stepped on mountains of corpses and seas of bones to reach this level. It was unknown how much blood had flowed in each of their hands. The number of people who had died in their hands was uncountable. Every one of their hands was stained with blood. Do it. After Yang Hongwu's attack, the immemorial demon dragon was pushed back. The powerful impact made the immemorial demon dragon uncomfortable. Yang Hanwu was also sent flying by the impact. At this moment, Yang Hanwu had turned back into his human form. His face was pale and his breath was weak. Blood was flowing out from the corner of his mouth. Seniors, I'm severely injured now. I have no way to deal with this beast. I'll have to rely on you seniors. Yang Hanwu deliberately messed up his aura, and the seal of the array formation began to loosen. Huang Sheng and the others were startled when they sensed this. If the seal failed, then they would be in big trouble. Not good, we can't let the sky-piercing devil bridge deal with him. He's the one who set up the formation, the core of the formation. If he's killed, the 9-dragon heavenly prison formation will lose its support, and the formation will collapse. Once the formation collapses, the sky-piercing devil bridge will be able to connect the sky-penetrating domain and the devil domain. We won't be its match, and we'll all die here. Taishan Heavenly Demon said loudly as he threw a punch towards the Heavenly Demon Bridge. The majestic power even penetrated the space as if a meteor was descending from the vast starry sky. Seeing that the Taishan Demon had made his move, Huang Sheng and the rest followed suit. He was right. The sky-piercing devil bridge was too terrifying. If it wanted to connect the power of the sky-penetrating domain and the devil domain, there was no way to suppress it. Vast energy strike. Azure Dragon Break. Earth-shattering seal. Mad Dragon Slash. Everyone played their trump cards and used their strongest attacks to bombard the primordial demon dragon, which was the sky-piercing devil bridge. Bang! 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 A series of attacks landed on the primordial demon dragon's huge body, and rays of light flickered. Ah! The primordial demon dragon's huge body was pushed back. Although his defense was shockingly strong, there were so many people attacking him at the same time. The weakest of them was at the peak of the Great Sage Realm, and the strongest had reached the Great Emperor Realm. With so many experts attacking together, the power was so strong that it wasn't something that could be easily withstood. Even if the primordial demon dragon was strong, he wouldn't be able to withstand it. Ah! Damn you, little worm, I'm going to devour all of you. As he spoke, he opened his mouth and spat out a terrifying dragon's breath. This dragon's breath contained the power of the law of destruction. It was especially terrifying. Wherever it went, everything was pierced and corroded. There was nothing that could withstand this terrifying power of destruction. This is the dragon's breath. Everyone's expression changed drastically, and they quickly retreated. However, this dragon's breath didn't only contain the terrifying power of destruction, but it also contained terrifying mental strength. A few old men of the Great Sage Realm didn't have time to retreat before they were suppressed by the mental strength. Then, the dragon's breath landed on their bodies. In an instant, their bodies turned into nothingness, and even their souls dissipated. The few experts who had just dodged saw the scene, and their faces turned pale. They were relieved. If they were contaminated by the dragon's breath, they would definitely die. Even Huang Sheng, who was the strongest among these people, broke out in cold sweat. Although his cultivation was strong, he had a trump card, and he had a powerful emperor weapon to protect himself. However, in the face of this terrifying dragon's breath, he wasn't confident that he could withstand it. What should we do? This beast's dragon's breath is too terrifying. A great emperor realm martial artist said. Yes, it's too terrifying. We can't withstand this dragon's breath at all. At this time, everyone looked at Huang Sheng. This was because he had the highest status, the strongest strength, and the most seniority. He also knew the most things. Brother Huang, you're experienced and knowledgeable. Do you have any way to deal with this beast's dragon's breath? I don't have any way. Huang Sheng smiled bitterly and shook his head. The group kept dodging, and the ancient demon dragon's attacks became faster and faster, causing the group to be in a sorry state. Moreover, what made Yan Hanwu depressed was that the damned ancient demon dragons seemed to be targeting Yan Hanwu. Yan Hanwu was depressed. If it weren't for the void travel technique, he would have been killed by the ancient demon dragon's breath. Little brother, you're very resourceful and knowledgeable. I wonder if you have any way. Huang Sheng looked at Yan Hanwu, who had dodged a dragon's breath, and asked. This, little brother, don't decline. If it weren't for you, we would have died here. Don't be humble. Yeah. At this time, the group also thought of Yan Hanwu. They had to admit that the reason why the heaven-piercing demon bridge was at a disadvantage was all because of Yan Hanwu. If it weren't for the formation that he had set up, they would have been turned into flesh and blood spiritual chi for the heaven-piercing demon bridge. They wouldn't have been able to survive until now. You guys block it first. I'll think about it. Yan Hanwu said. In fact, Yan Hanwu also had a way, and that was the dragon trapping formation. Chapter 834. Dragon trapping formation. Got it. After a moment of contemplation, Yan Hongwu's eyes lit up. That's great. Little brother, we can't hold on for much longer. The few of them were overjoyed. In fact, have you noticed that the beast's aura is getting weaker and weaker? Although it has transformed into its true form, the ancient demon dragon, it has consumed a lot of energy. Moreover, every time it breathes out a dragon breath, it consumes a huge amount of energy. Isn't it getting weaker and weaker with every attack? As long as we can hold on for a while longer, the beast will return to its original form. Yan Hanwu said. Although he had a way to break the ancient demon dragon's body, Yan Hanwu wasn't stupid enough to do that. If he didn't weaken Huang Sheng and the others at this time, wouldn't it be a waste of time? Huang Sheng and the others smiled bitterly when they heard Yan Hongwu's words. They knew that the ancient demon dragon's aura was weakening. Was there a need to say more? Little brother, we know what you're saying. However, although the ancient demon dragon's aura is weakening, we're also consuming a lot of energy. If this goes on, we'll be finished before the ancient demon dragon's aura is exhausted. Huang Sheng said. That's right. Little brother, you have to think of a way. How about this, we'll hold the beast back while you set up a formation to stop it. Yes, little brother, don't decline. We still have elemental holy stones. These old antiques were all afraid of death after living for so long. When it came to a matter of life and death, of course, they wouldn't hide it anymore. They could see that although Yan Hanwu had consumed a lot of energy, he still had energy left. Wasn't he waiting for some benefits? Although they were infuriated, they couldn't care less at this moment. They would have plenty of opportunities to deal with the little beast after they dealt with the heavenly demon bridge. No matter what, they had to survive first. If that's the case, then I'll arrange a spirit array. This spirit array is called the Dragon Trapping Spirit Array. I just arranged the Heaven Imprisoning Spirit Array and consumed a lot of energy. I don't know if I can arrange this spirit array. I can only do my best. Yan Hanwu said as he received the spirit essence stones from several people. Don't worry, you can definitely do it. I have a life and growth pill here. It's enough for you to recover to your peak. At this moment, an old man reluctantly took out a porcelain bottle and threw it at Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Yang Hongwu had heard of the eternal pill before. Even though he was an alchemist, the eternal pill was extremely rare. This pill was also a saint-level pill. Once this kind of medicinal pill was consumed, it could allow a person to recover to the peak in an instant. Of course, this was only effective for martial artists below the Great Sage realm. For martial artists in the Great Sage realm and the Great Emperor realm, although it had an excellent recovery effect, it would not be this effective. As he swallowed the pill, Yang Hongwu could feel the majestic medicinal power, which was constantly restoring his magic power and mental strength. After a few breaths, Yang Hongwu recovered to his peak state. Dragon Trapping Spirit Array, open. Yang Hongwu began to arrange the spirit array. Damn human, it's not that easy to arrange the spirit array. The immemorial demon dragon also noticed that Yang Hongwu was about to arrange the dragon trapping spirit array. His face suddenly changed. Although he was the heavenly demon bridge and had turned into a supreme emperor weapon, his body and soul were still the immemorial demon dragon. This dragon trapping spirit array had a great suppressive effect on him. Once the dragon trapping spirit array was arranged, his soul would be completely sealed. By then, only death would await him. Therefore, when he saw that Yang Hongwu was about to arrange the spirit array, the immemorial demon dragon launched a frenzied attack. His target was Yang Hongwu. He wanted to interrupt and kill him. He must not let him succeed in arranging the spirit array. Roar! With a roar, his huge body continued to attack, trying to kill Yang Hongwu. Block it, block it! Huang Xing shouted. The ancient demonic dragon went crazy. He knew that it was because of the formation. If the formation failed, they would die. But if the formation succeeded, then they would die. If it succeeded, then the immemorial demon dragon's doomsday would arrive. By then, he could even get the heavenly demon bridge, a supreme demonic weapon. Therefore, at this moment, it could be said that everyone was united as a fortress. Facing the frenzied attack of the immemorial demon dragon, each of them exploded with a strong combat power. At this time, Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. In fact, Yang Hongwu was a formidable array formation master. If he had enough spirit essence stones to lay down this insignificant dragon trapping array, he wouldn't need too much time. If he added the dragon trapping spirit pill, he could successfully arrange the spirit array in a dozen breaths. However, Yang Hongwu did not do so because he wanted to exhaust their strength. Otherwise, when he joined forces with the Taishan demon later, they might not be a match for this group of people. Although these guys seemed to be friendly now, after they suppressed the immemorial demon dragon and fought for the heavenly demon bridge, they would turn hostile. By then, it would be a life and death battle. Moreover, these guys definitely had trump cards that they had not used before the most crucial moment. Yang Hongwu scoffed coldly in his heart. Each and every one of these old fogies were at the level of movie kings. Even though Huang Xing was bursting forth with a tremendous amount of power to defend against the ancient demon dragon, Yang Hongwu knew that this old fogy had yet to reveal his full strength. Damn it, damn it! The heavenly devil bridge was blocked, and the dragon trapping formation was about to take form. Yet, there was no way for him to break through. This caused him to be incomparably enraged. He knew that this time around, he was doomed. Even if I die, I won't let you have it easy. At this time, the immemorial demon dragon's huge eyes flashed with madness. Not good. Huang Sheng and the rest were shocked. Self-destruct, this beast is going to self-destruct. At this moment, everyone's face turned pale. Self-detonation. This was the self-detonation of a top-grade emperor weapon. That was no joke. Moreover, the space here was sealed. In this narrow space, the explosion of an emperor weapon's self-detonation would be extremely terrifying. In that case, everyone here would be blown to smithereens. Not even dregs would be left behind. Even an invincible great emperor would not be able to survive in the face of such a terrifying explosion. Do it, suppress him, Don't give him a chance to self-destruct. Huang Xing shouted. Yan Hanwu also knew that things had reached a critical moment. If the immemorial demon dragon succeeded in self-destructing, he would be dead. Such a thing must not happen. Dragon Trapping Spirit Array, Trap. Chapter 835. Mysterious Strength Roar. With a loud roar, the primordial demon dragon kept struggling, but he could not break free from the shackles. Let me go, despicable human. Let me go now, or I'll tear you into pieces, the primordial demon dragon roared. Humph, you're already a prisoner now, and you're still so arrogant. Yan Hanwu used his mind to cast seals. Activate the little devil world. With a thought, the little devil world released a terrifying suction force and swallowed the primordial demon dragon. After a few breaths, it disappeared before their eyes. The seal on the primordial demon dragon also disappeared. Where's the heavenly demon bridge? Huang Sheng and the rest looked at Yan Hanwu. Little brother, isn't it inappropriate for you to do this? Yeah, you want to take the heavenly demon bridge for yourself? At this time, the heavenly demon bridge was suppressed and taken away by Yan Hanwu. Everyone could not sit still and looked at Yan Hanwu with unfriendly expressions. Little brother, something like the heavenly demon bridge is not something you can touch. Just hand it over and let us deal with it. One by one, they pressed. Seniors, are you going to fight with me? Yan Hanwu squinted his eyes. He had already expected this. No, we only want the heavenly demon bridge. Little brother, you're not from the 5 extreme spaces, right? The heavenly demon bridge is an item from the 5 extreme spaces. If you take it away, it won't be appropriate. Huang Xing paused for a moment before he continued, we don't want the items from the 5 extreme spaces to fall into the hands of the outer realms. Moreover, the heavenly demon bridge is extremely evil. If it falls into the hands of the evil demons, it will cause endless trouble. Therefore, little brother, it's best that you hand over the heavenly demon bridge. Yan Hanwu sneered. What a nice way to put it. You just want the heavenly demon bridge? Now that the heavenly demon bridge was suppressed in the little devil world and had yet to be refined, Yan Hanwu gave a thought and the Taishan demon had already entered the little devil world to begin refining the heavenly demon bridge. His strength had already reached the great saint realm. In addition, the little devil world was his own world and was suppressed by his own power of laws. No matter how hard the heavenly demon bridge tried to break free, it had no chance to resist. It could only be refined. As for these people, Yan Hanwu was not afraid of them. If it was before, he would have had no choice but to think of a way to escape. But now, the formation was still there. Layers upon layers of formations overlapped one another, faintly showing signs of forming a compound formation. Although Yan Hanwu was a powerful array master, he had never used compound array formations. Especially these array formations were very terrifying and powerful. They were all first-class array formations. Every single one of them was incomparably mysterious. If they could be fused together to form a composite array, then its power would become even more terrifying. However, there is only one heavenly demon bridge. But there are so many of you. So, who is the heavenly demon bridge for? Yan Hanwu squinted his eyes and said. Don't try to drive a wedge between us. Little guy, you're still too inexperienced to try to drive a wedge between us and scheme against us so that you can benefit from it. A great emperor looked at Yan Hanwu and said coldly, if you know what's good for you, hand it over. Don't make us attack. Why are you being so long-winded with him? Why don't we just kill him directly? When we get the heavenly demon bridge, we'll see who's better. A short red-haired great emperor said. As he said that, he waved the giant hammer in his hand and smashed it towards Yan Hanwu. The giant hammer contained terrifying power. It was as if the heavens and earth were about to collapse. The terrifying will condensed from the giant hammer was something that even ordinary emperor weapons could not withstand. Boom! Just when everyone thought that this blow would send Yan Hanwu flying, a thunder calamity descended and struck the giant hammer. Boom! With a dull sound, Zhu Yan was sent flying. Zhu Yan was one of the supreme elders of the weapon crafting sect in the 5 extreme spaces. He cultivated the 1,000 hammer technique, which was the strongest skill of the weapon crafting sect. That giant hammer was the 1,000 hammer technique. It was a lower grade emperor weapon. When it was unleashed, it had the might of a 1,000 hammer technique. Every single blow contained terrifying power that could casually crush a mountain. However, this hammer did not land on Yan Hongwu's body. It was sent flying by the thunder calamity. Huang Sheng and the others were shocked by this. How could this be? Everyone was shocked. This hammer was something that even Huang Sheng, who was present, could not block in his strongest state. He could only dodge it. But, in the blink of an eye, Zhu Yan was sent flying. This was too unbelievable. Formation. This is the power of a formation. An elder who had some understanding of formations said. Hearing this, Yan Hongwu smiled faintly and said, "Have you forgotten that this is still within my formation? In my formation, I am invincible. Of course, unless your strength is enough to break the formation, or if there is a powerful formation master who can break the formation." With that, Yan Hongwu's body flashed and appeared a few feet away. Huang Sheng and the others were trapped in the formation. The dragon trapping formation did not just lose its power after trapping the ancient demon dragon. Trapping the ancient demon dragon consumed a lot of power, but there was still a part of it left. This was Yan Hongwu's plan. Outside of the dragon trapping formation, there was another formation. It was the Big Dipper Thunder formation. Just now, it was the Big Dipper Thunder that sent Zhu Yan flying. "Damn you, little bastard, I'm going to kill you." Zhu Yan was bombarded, but it didn't cause any danger to his life. However, it made him very angry. He waved the huge hammer again and smashed it fiercely toward Yan Hongwu. Rushing Thunder Fist. Yan Hongwu snorted and punched out. His fist was like thunder, and the thunder turned into a dragon. This punch was fierce and domineering. It integrated the power of thunder and the power of heaven's punishment. The power of Yan Hongwu's rushing thunder fist was not the same as before. Although the rushing thunder hand was powerful, it was far from being this powerful. In the previous Dan Force, Yan Hongwu was able to refine the power of heaven's punishment. He had integrated this power of heaven's punishment into the Big Dipper Thunder formation, which greatly increased the power of the Big Dipper Thunder formation. When he used the Big Dipper Thunder formation as a support, his punch contained the way of heaven's punishment. Heaven's punishment was a test from the heavens. It contained the supreme power of the Great Path. It contained the supreme law of thunder. Although Yan Hongwu had only extracted and refined a strand of it, even just a strand was extremely terrifying and domineering. Therefore, when this punch collided with the giant hammer, lightning flashed, and the whole space erupted with terrifying lightning. Boom! There was an earth-shattering noise. The power of this punch shattered the Big Dipper Thunder hammer. Zhu Yan's body was also sent flying by the remaining power. His body was like a big bird that was shot down. He hit the ground immediately. How could it be? What a terrifying power! I felt the power of heaven's punishment. What kind of punching skill is that? Everyone present was shocked. They originally thought that this kid was just relying on the formation. But the punching skill just now was too terrifying and ferocious. This kid hid his strength. Chapter 836. Fallen God Heavenly Flame. This brat is fearless. He has mastered the power of the heavenly tribulation. Damn it. Damn it. Huang Sheng and the others were infuriated. This bastard, he was so strong, yet he didn't use it at the start. If he had used the heavenly tribulation energy at the start, they wouldn't have been forced into such a miserable state by the heavenly devil bridge. What should we do now? Are we going to give up? Another expert asked. Give up? Huang Sheng sneered. It's too late to give up now. Do you think that little bastard will let us go? Haha, Senior Huang, you don't have to do this. Of course, Yang Hanwu heard their words. He smiled and said, "If you seniors are willing to submit to me, we will naturally be a family. I will not do anything to you seniors." Yang Hanwu did not intend to let them go. Once they were released, they would know that he had obtained the Heavenly Devil Bridge. Once a Supreme Emperor weapon was exposed, it would attract the attention of many experts. In the Five Extremities space, there were many experts. There was no telling how many great emperors there were. It wouldn't be a good thing if they came to find trouble with him wave after wave. After all, he did not have the energy to deal with them. He still needed time to raise his cultivation. He hoped that he would be able to raise his cultivation to the true sage realm within this 1 month. He was now at the half-step sage realm. It would be difficult for him to break through to the true sage realm within a month. The only way was to go to the pagoda. Only the pagoda could allow Yang Hongwu's strength to soar. When the few of them heard this, their faces became extremely gloomy. This bastard actually wanted them to submit to him. He was truly audacious. Who does he think he is? Everyone present was a supreme expert. None of them were weak. They were all people with great backgrounds. In the Five Extremities space, they were all supreme elders. How could they be willing to submit to a puny half-step sage realm expert? Even if he had mastered the power of the heavenly tribulation, so what? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're worthy of making us submit? That's right. Quickly release the formation and hand over the Heavenly Devil Bridge. If you do that, we can spare your life. Otherwise, you will definitely be caught between life and death. Seeing how arrogant Yang Hanwu was, the old antiques were furious and shouted. You still don't understand your current situation, do you? Yang Hongwu's face darkened as he said coldly. Don't think we don't know. So what if the array formation you set up is powerful? Activating the array must consume a lot of mental energy. How long do you think you can last? If we join forces, it won't be difficult to break this formation. If you know what's good for you, quickly let us out. Little brother, I can see that you're a super genius from the outer realm. Why don't you join our Five Extremes holy grounds? I can accept you as my disciple. Furthermore, you don't have to hand over the Heavenly Devil Bridge. It's yours to use. You just need to join our Five Extremes holy ghost sect. Huang Xing looked at Yang Hanwu and said. When the others heard this, they thought, Huang Xing is really scheming. If we take this kid into our sect, not only will we get a powerful emperor weapon, we will also get a super genius. In that case, the Holy Ghost sect's strength would increase greatly. When this kid grows up, no one in the Five Extremes holy grounds would be able to fight against them. By then, the Holy Ghost sect would be the #1 sect in the Five Extremes holy space. Are you saying so much just to buy time to recover your cultivation? Yang Hanwu didn't care about joining the Holy Ghost sect at all. The sect that he was in was already strong enough. The Tianyi Holy Palace was much stronger than the Holy Ghost sect. In the Qingyun domain, the Tianyi Holy Palace was one of the strongest forces. It was much stronger than the Holy Ghost sect by many times. Furthermore, how could Yang Hanwu not know what this kid was planning? Although this kid still had a lifespan, it wouldn't be long. At most, he would be 100 years old. If he couldn't break through to the late Emperor realm within 100 years, he would definitely die. The Heavenly Devil Bridge was exactly what he needed. If he could get his hands on the Heavenly Devil Bridge, he would have a chance to break through. He might even have a chance to comprehend its mysteries and break through to the invincible Emperor realm. Even if you all recover, so what? Yang Hanwu snorted coldly. Even if you recover, you won't be able to break through my formation. I'll give you one more chance. Surrender or die. Yang Hanwu said coldly. You want to kill us? You must be dreaming. Huang Xing was furious and said, Little bastard, we gave you face, but you don't want it. Do you really think we can't break through your formation? He raised his right hand slightly and a ball of red light shone in his palm. That's the Godfall Heavenly Fire. Old Huang is going to use the Godfall Heavenly Fire. This kid is going to die. The Godfall Heavenly Fire is ranked third among the Supreme Heavenly Fire. It's extremely powerful. Once you touch it, you'll die without a burial place. That's Old Huang's trump card. It's because of the Godfall Heavenly Fire that Old Huang can be ranked in the top 5 of the 5 extreme spaces. He has a high status in the Holy Ghost sect and is known as the top expert in the Holy Ghost sect. At this moment, Yang Hanwu could feel how terrifying the ball of fire was. The ball of fire was filled with destructive energy. It was much more powerful than his yin-yang flame. If he was touched by the ball of fire, he would definitely die. Yang Hanwu squinted his eyes. As expected, none of these old antiques were easy to deal with. Because of the Godfall Heavenly Fire, Huang Xing could be ranked in the top 5 of the 5 extreme spaces. He was extremely powerful. Kid, I'll give you one more chance. Open the formation and hand over the Heavenly Devil Bridge. Otherwise, I'll burn you with the Godfall Heavenly Fire. By then, even your soul will be burned by the Heavenly Fire and you'll never be reincarnated. Huang Xing said coldly as he looked at Yang Hanwu. Chapter 837. Connecting Heaven and Earth. Don't be careless. Shi Bao's voice appeared in Yang Hanwu's mind. The Godfall Heavenly Fire is no ordinary fire. It's terrifying. Your formation may not be able to withstand it. Are you kidding me? Yang Hanwu was shocked. Could it be that the Godfall Heavenly Fire can ignore the defense of the formation? Of course I'm not joking. That's the truth. As one of the strongest heavenly flames, the Godfall Heavenly Flame is powerful enough to break through the shackles of your array formation and attack your soul directly, Shi Bao said. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. If that was the case, it would be troublesome. Should he just let them go? If he let them go, they would definitely leak the news. By then, he would become the target of public criticism in the 5 extremities space. Waves of trouble would come one after another. He wanted to go to the pagoda, so he did not want to encounter so many troubles. Do you have any way to deal with the Godfall Heavenly Fire? Since Shi Bao had taught him about the Godfall Heavenly Fire, did he have a way to suppress it? Of course, it would be even better if he could snatch the Godfall Heavenly Fire away. Since the Godfall Heavenly Fire was so powerful, it was comparable to a top emperor weapon. It would be great if he could get his hands on it. It's too difficult to suppress the Godfall Heavenly Fire. Of course, if your cultivation has reached the Great Saint Realm, you still have a chance. But the problem is that your cultivation is only at the half-step Saint Realm. The gap is too big. You have no chance at all, Shi Bao said. No, then I can only escape? When Yang Hanwu heard this, he felt very depressed. Crack, crack. While Yang Hanwu and Shi Bao were communicating, a huge crack appeared in the void. It was filled with immortal qi. Is that the celestial domain crack? Whether it was Yang Hanwu, Huang Sheng, or the others, their expressions changed. From that crack, a terrifying power was transmitted. It was extremely powerful. The two temporarily gave up their confrontation. What's that? It's the roots. What a terrifying aura. A huge vine appeared and drilled down from the heaven domain fissure. One root after another pierced deeply into the ground. The terrifying power caused Yang Hongwu's array formation to shatter. What heaven imprisoning formation? What dragon trapping formation? In front of this terrifying power, they were simply unable to withstand a single blow. Yang Hanwu couldn't help sucking in a breath of cold air. He didn't know what kind of creature this was, but it was too terrifying. Heaven climbing vine, this is the heaven climbing vine. In Yang Hongwu's spiritual abode, Nini woke up. Her voice was filled with shock and worry. Brother, this is the heaven climbing vine. Let's leave this place quickly. The heaven climbing vine is not something we can deal with right now. The aura of this heaven climbing vine seems very familiar. Yang Hanwu recalled that he had encountered the heaven climbing vine back in the ancient desolate continent. That heaven climbing vine was precisely this one, and he was the one who had released it back then. However, he didn't know if it would remember this favor. If it remembered, he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. On the contrary, he had gained a powerful helper. Boom! With a loud bang, the array formation was completely shattered. A figure appeared in front of them. Where's the heaven-ascending demonic bridge? Can anyone tell me? A pleasant voice rang in everyone's ears. Huang Sheng and the others' faces turned pale when they heard this. This woman's strength was too terrifying. She was transformed from the heaven-climbing vine. Even if he had the godfall heavenly fire, he wouldn't dare to act rashly. This woman was also here for the heaven-ascending demonic bridge. With this woman around, there was no chance of him obtaining the heaven-ascending demonic bridge. Initially, he thought that he would have a chance to obtain the heaven-ascending demonic bridge and comprehend its mysteries to reach a higher level. But now, everything was destroyed. This caused him to feel extremely depressed. The heaven-climbing vine was extremely powerful. Even if it wasn't at the level of an invincible emperor, it wasn't far from it. Like Huang Sheng, the others were also feeling depressed. Once this woman appeared, there was no chance for them to obtain the heaven-ascending demonic bridge. The legendary heaven-climbing vine that broke through space and descended from the upper world was terrifyingly powerful. The heaven-climbing vine was one of the most terrifying plants. If its true form was unleashed, even an invincible emperor might not be a match for it. Therefore, they knew that they had no chance of winning. The heaven-climbing vine in front of them was obviously no ordinary heaven-climbing vine. Its strength was at least at the emperor realm. In comparison, the heaven-climbing vine was definitely an invincible existence in the same realm. Under the current situation, even if all of them joined forces, they wouldn't have a chance of winning. Only death would await them. After all, how powerful was the heaven-climbing vine when it appeared just now? Yang Hongwu's array formation was extremely powerful. They knew that they wouldn't be able to break it even if they joined forces. The only way was Huang Sheng's godfall heavenly fire. Moreover, even if Huang Sheng used the godfall heavenly fire, he might not be able to break it. However, in front of the heaven-climbing vine, it was like a piece of paper that couldn't withstand a single blow. Therefore, they knew that they didn't have a chance this time. Now, what they had to face was how to leave this place and protect themselves. In the legends, the heaven-climbing vine was extremely terrifying. At the slightest provocation, it would slaughter an entire family or exterminate an entire race. For the heaven-climbing vine, the flesh and soul of some powerful martial artists would become its nourishment. By absorbing the flesh and blood of powerful martial artists, its strength would increase. Of course, the heaven-climbing vine was also the target of those super experts. Especially the heaven-climbing vine that hadn't matured yet. They would often refine the heaven-climbing vine and make it their battle pet. Or, some powerful sects would subdue the heaven-climbing vine and make it their mountain gate guardian. It's in his hands. After pondering for a moment, Huang Sheng pointed at Yang Hongwu. Your aura is very familiar. It's you? The heaven-climbing vine looked at Yang Hongwu with its eyes wide open. It didn't expect it to be an acquaintance. You've become so powerful. It really surprises me. Senior, is it really you? Yang Hongwu heard it and knew that the green-clothed lady in front of him was Teng Tianjiao. He was the one who released Teng Tianjiao from the seal. He didn't expect Teng Tianjiao's strength to become so terrifying. Yes, it's me. Little guy, you've reached the half-step saint realm and have your own inner world. Amazing, really amazing. Teng Tianjiao was shocked. Yang Hongwu's talent was too outstanding, too heaven-defying. Chapter 838. All of them. Huang Sheng and the others were dumbfounded. They never thought that Yang Hongwu would actually know the heaven-climbing vine. Moreover, their relationship seemed to be quite good. This made them feel very frustrated. However, they still had a chance to live. This was because this was the sky-piercing demon bridge, an incomparably powerful treasure. One could imagine how precious such a top-grade emperor artifact was to a martial artist. Senior, are you here for the heaven-piercing devil bridge? Yang Hanwu looked at Teng Tianjiao. If she wanted to snatch the heaven-piercing devil bridge, he wouldn't be able to stop her. He could only hope that she would let him go on account of the fact that he had saved her. That's right. Teng Tianjiao nodded. My main mission is to obtain the heaven-piercing devil bridge. It's the weapon of the heaven-piercing devil emperor. If it falls into the hands of the experts from the devil region, the consequences would be unimaginable. The heaven region doesn't want another heaven-piercing devil emperor to appear in the devil region. The heaven-piercing devil bridge is in my hands. Yan Hanwu said. We'll talk about this later. Can you help me kill them? Yang Hanwu pointed at Huang Sheng and the rest. These fellows would be a disaster if they were left alive. If possible, Yang Hanwu didn't want to let them go. Even if he couldn't obtain the heaven-piercing devil bridge, he couldn't let them live. All right, 10 breaths. Teng Tianjiao nodded. Although these people were strong and there were 4 Emperor Realm experts, they couldn't withstand a single blow from her. Huang Sheng and the rest turned green when they heard this. This was too much. She wanted to attack them directly. This was the heaven-climbing vine. She wanted to kill them in 10 breaths. How arrogant. So what if you're the heaven-climbing vine? You want to kill us in 10 breaths? Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue? Huang Sheng's right hand burned with the godfall heavenly fire. It was filled with a terrifying destructive power. Godfall heavenly fire? What a hateful aura. Teng Tianjiao frowned. He raised his right hand and a green vine shot towards Huang Sheng. Not only that, vines burst out from the ground. Each vine was like a terrifying venomous snake. Each vine was extremely sharp, like a sharp spear. Whoosh! 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 The ground exploded as the vines launched a surprise attack. Ah! Ah! My hand! Miserable screams rang out as Teng Tianjiao killed several people. As for those who were pierced by the vines, their flesh, blood, and souls were devoured. All that was left of them were dried corpses. Damn it! The flame in Huang Sheng's hand flew out and landed on the rattan. Instantly, the rattan began to burn. Heaven-piercing devil fire, heavenly fire, Teng Tianjiao, heavenly fire, heavenly fire, heavenly fire. The terrifying vine sizzled above the godfall heavenly fire, burning the vine in an instant. Teng Tianjiao's face darkened. Teng Tianjiao. A gust of strong wind blew out, turning into sharp wind blades that rushed towards Huang Sheng. Huge vines appeared from the ground and lashed at Huang Sheng like snakes. A saber appeared in Huang Sheng's hand. The long saber danced and chopped at the rattan. Ding ding dang dang dang. The sound was endless. The long saber and the rattan collided, and sparks flew everywhere. Huang Sheng unleashed a powerful aura. He was the strongest among everyone present. Although he was only a level 4 Great Emperor Realm expert, his battle strength was enough to fight against a level 5 or level 6 Great Emperor Realm expert. In addition to the godfall heavenly fire, ordinary late Great Emperor Realm martial artists might not be able to defeat him. Unfortunately, he met Teng Tianjiao and Yang Hanwu. Yin Yang Soul Lock Spell. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a ball of light. This ball of light formed a curse. This curse instantly activated and attacked Huang Sheng's soul. Ah, Huang Sheng's body froze. His soul was severely injured. He had been focused on dealing with Teng Tianjiao. He did not expect Yang Hanwu to launch a sneak attack at this moment. Moreover, it was a direct attack on his soul. He was caught off guard and the sneak attack was successful. His soul was severely injured. Teng Tianjiao's attack also revealed a flaw. Teng Tianjiao's rattan stabbed into Huang Sheng's body. I can't accept this. Huang Sheng could feel his life force constantly draining away. Even his soul was beginning to collapse. His eyes stared fixedly at Yang Hanwu, filled with hatred. I curse you. I curse you to die a horrible death. Huang Sheng's body twitched as he cursed. Yang Hanwu did not care. In a few breaths, Huang Sheng was completely dead. His body had turned into nutrients for Teng Tianjiao. The instant his body disappeared, a ball of fire soared into the sky and was about to break through the sky and leave. Yang Hanwu would not let go of such an opportunity. That was the godfall heavenly fire. He gathered his spiritual energy and formed a huge hand that grabbed at the void. Instantly, the godfall heavenly fire was trapped in the middle. Sizzle! The trapped godfall heavenly fire burned continuously. Yang Hongwu's face changed. The huge hand formed by his spiritual energy was burned to ashes. Trap! At this moment, a voice was heard. A ball of green light shot into the air, trapping the ball of flame within. Teng Tianjiao stretched out his hand and the ball of light landed in his hand. Catch! Teng Tianjiao waved his hand and the ball of fire flew towards Yang Hanwu. This godfall heavenly fire is not bad. It's just a ball of fire. It's useless to me. I hope you can use it. Yang Hanwu was stunned. He thought that he would not have the chance to get the godfall heavenly fire if Teng Tianjiao took action. He did not expect Teng Tianjiao to give him the godfall heavenly fire. However, after thinking about it, Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. She had just killed Huang Sheng and the others. Now, she was giving him the godfall heavenly fire. This was probably to repay him for letting her go. Moreover, she had given him a branch back then. Now that he had the godfall heavenly fire, he had already repaid the favor. In fact, he might even owe her a favor. In this case, she did not need to think too much about asking him for the heavenly demon bridge. Did he have a reason to reject her? Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly. It seemed that he could not keep the heavenly demon bridge. Give it to her. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. In the end, what was not his. However, this time, he had gained enough benefits. Moreover, he had not only obtained the godfall heavenly fire, but also the mountain river map, some treasures, and some cultivation techniques. Thank you, Senior. Yang Hanwu said. Chapter 839. The Longevity Source Sister Tianjiao. Yang Hanwu nodded. Yang Hanwu was surprised that Teng Tianjiao was trying to rope him in. With her strength, there was no need for her to do this if she wanted to obtain the heaven-piercing demon bridge. You have the heaven-piercing demon bridge? Yes. Yang Hanwu nodded. The heaven-piercing demon bridge is very important to me. However, if you need it, I can give it to you. No need. Although the heaven-piercing demon bridge is good, it's not essential to me. Teng Tianjiao shook his head. However, I need something else. That's all you have. Teng Tianjiao didn't need the heaven-piercing demon bridge. What was it that made Teng Tianjiao give up on the heaven-piercing demon bridge? Yang Hanwu was shocked. One had to know that the heaven-piercing demon bridge was a top-grade emperor weapon. Even if it was a demon weapon, if it could be completely refined, the power it could unleash would be terrifying. The longevity source. Teng Tianjiao said. A cold glint flashed across Yang Hongwu's eyes. The longevity source. That was the source of the longevity ancient tree. He didn't expect Teng Tianjiao to want that. In other words, what Teng Tianjiao wanted was Nini's source. This was something Yang Hanwu couldn't accept. To Yang Hanwu, although the heaven-piercing demon bridge was good, it couldn't be compared to Nini. One had to know that Nini was like Yang Hongwu's biological sister. He would never hand her over. Once Nini's origin was extracted, it would mean that Nini would be dead. Sister Tianjiao, I don't know what you're talking about. What longevity source? I've never heard of it. Yang Hanwu shook his head. If Sister Tianjiao wants the heaven-piercing demon bridge, I can give it to you. Teng Tianjiao smiled. He wasn't angry. Instead, he said, don't be in a hurry to reject me. I don't want the whole longevity source. I just want a branch. Brother, promise her. Just as Yang Hanwu was about to refuse, Nini's voice rang out in his mind. Back then, I swallowed one of her branches, which allowed me to grow so quickly and recover my memories. Now, I should return her one of her branches. Yang Hanwu looked at Teng Tianjiao and said, "All right, I agree. But it's just a branch. For me, one branch is enough, but it must have original strength," said Teng Tianjiao. "All right." With a thought, Yang Hanwu took out an emerald green branch from his divine palace. This branch was a branch of the longevity ancient tree that contained a trace of Nini's origin source. Yang Hanwu noticed that after Nini gave him the branch, her face turned pale and her aura weakened a lot. This caused Yang Hanwu's heart to ache. He knew that Nini taking out this branch and giving away her source was extremely harmful to her. Most likely, she would need a long time to recover from it. "Thank you, Brother Hanwu." Teng Tianjiao received the branch with a hint of surprise in his eyes. To her, this branch was enough to allow her strength to take another step forward. Her original form was a heaven-climbing vine, one of the strongest plants. However, it was still lacking compared to the longevity ancient tree. Now that she had obtained a trace of the longevity ancient tree's original strength, she would be able to comprehend the life energy and the origin source laws. Once she comprehended the origin source, her strength would increase by leaps and bounds. She would break through to the invincible Great Emperor realm. "Thank her for me too." "No need to thank me. I owe you." Nini's voice rang out in Teng Tianjiao's ears. "Back then, it was your branch that helped me regain my consciousness. If it wasn't for your branch, I don't know when I would have truly woken up. No matter what, I still owe you a favor." Teng Tianjiao kept the branch and smiled. "As for that branch, it's mine to give to Brother Hanwu. It has nothing to do with you." Then, Teng Tianjiao took out something. This thing caused Yang Hongwu's eyes to widen. Even Nini was shocked. Spiritual soil. This is 7-colored spiritual soil. The 7-colored spiritual soil was very precious. It was something that could only be found by chance. It was especially effective for plants. For Nini, if she had the 7-colored spiritual soil, her cultivation and evolution speed would increase by several times. Moreover, with this 7-colored spiritual soil, Yang Hongwu's immortality peach tree would also evolve. With this, the immortality peach tree would be able to bloom and bear fruit in a few years. It would save a lot of time. Once he had the peach of immortality, it would be something good. Not only could it increase one's cultivation, but it could also increase one's lifespan. After taking a deep breath, Yang Hanwu said, "Sister Qinjiao, this is too precious. We can't accept it." Yang Hanwu knew that Teng Tianjiao's body was also a plant. He was a heaven-climbing vine. This 7-colored spiritual soil would be of great help to Teng Tianjiao's body. Teng Tianjiao smiled and said, "Brother, don't worry. Although this 7-colored spiritual soil is precious, it won't be of much help to me now. It's far inferior to the longevity source that my sister gave me. So, this 7-colored spiritual soil is my compensation to her." "Thank you, Sister Qinjiao." Yang Hanwu took the 7-colored spiritual soil and sent it into his spiritual abode. After Nini obtained the 7-colored spiritual soil, her breathing speed increased greatly. Yang Hanwu was pleasantly surprised. At this time, Yang Hanwu also moved the immortality peach tree into his spiritual abode. The immortality peach tree sensed the presence of the 7-colored spiritual soil and became very happy. Its leaves stretched out one by one. "Brother, with this 7-colored spiritual soil, another inner world will soon be opened in the spiritual abode," Nini said. Yang Hanwu had opened more than one dantian. Each dantian could open a spiritual abode. Of course, he could also open an inner world in his spiritual abode. However, it was very difficult to open an inner world. Moreover, Yang Hanwu had already opened an inner world, which was the Little Devil Realm. Currently, the Little Devil Realm and the Sorcerer Realm had not merged yet. If he opened another inner world, it would be even more difficult for Yang Hanwu to improve his strength. However, the advantage was that the more inner worlds he opened, the more powerful they would be. Once he made a breakthrough, his strength would be even more powerful. With Yan Hongwu's current strength, he was absolutely invincible in the half-step saint realm. If he opened another inner world, Yan Hongwu's strength would have a real qualitative change. In fact, Yan Hongwu's inner world, the Little Devil realm, was not opened by his own strength. Instead, he had borrowed the power of the demonic bead. That was because of the demonic bead's power. Chapter 840. Pressing all right, I got what I wanted. I have to go. Teng Tianjiao said. This is my token. When you reach the heaven region, you can find me. She took out something and gave it to Yan Hongwu. It was a green leaf with Teng Tianjiao's aura on it. Thank you. Yan Hongwu said. You have to be careful. Your body is special. You can't expose it in the heaven region. Also, before you have absolute strength, you can't expose the heaven bridge. Teng Tianjiao said. Okay, I know. Yan Hongwu nodded. Goodbye, little sister. Teng Tianjiao turned into a beam of green light, opened the tunnel, and left. Seeing Teng Tianjiao leave, Yan Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief. This time, he had really made a huge profit. He had obtained huge benefits. Yan Hongwu. When the formation was opened and the heaven-climbing vine descended, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu were scared out of their wits. They had originally thought that Yan Hongwu was dead for sure, and they were also dead for sure. But unexpectedly, Yan Hongwu didn't suffer any mishap. This made them feel as if they had been reborn from death. Okay. Yan Hongwu smiled at them. Seeing that only Yan Hongwu came out, the Queen of the Abyss asked in surprise, You got it? Yes. Yan Hongwu smiled. Congratulations. Ziryu said. Yan Hongwu's strength would increase by leaps and bounds after obtaining the heaven bridge. Breaking through to the saint realm wouldn't be a problem. Where are the others? The Queen of the Abyss asked again. I killed them. Yan Hongwu took out something and threw it to the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu. It was a weapon. Although it wasn't an emperor weapon, it could be called a fake one. He gave the Queen of the Abyss a whip, and Ziryu a sword. Both of them were fake emperor weapons and were extremely powerful. With these two items, their strength would increase by a lot. Thank you. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu did not expect that Yan Hongwu would give them something so precious. The Queen of the Abyss naturally knew how precious the pseudo-arch weapons were in the 5 extreme spaces. Ziryu also knew. Therefore, when they saw Yan Hongwu taking out the 2 fake Empyrean weapons without any hesitation, they were very moved. There's no need to thank me. I obtained this item after killing them. When you all use this Emperor weapon, you must be careful. Don't let those guys discover it. Otherwise, it will be troublesome. Yan Hongwu waved his hand. Although they had not completely surrendered to him, Yan Hongwu knew that they would never betray him until their strength was not enough to break the shackles of the contract. This was because their lives were in his hands. My strength is still a little weak now. Their contract will be dispensable once my strength increases and I reach the Great Sage realm. It won't be necessary anymore. After familiarizing themselves with their respective weapons, the 2 women put away their weapons and looked at Yan Hongwu. Where are we going now? Pagoda, Yan Hongwu said. Go to the pagoda now? The Queen of the Abyss was stunned. Have you already refined the Heavenly Demon Bridge? If Yan Hongwu had really refined the Heavenly Demon Bridge, his strength would definitely increase tremendously. If he went to the pagoda now, his chances of success would be much higher. No. Yan Hongwu shook his head. Refining the Heavenly Demon Bridge was not something that could be done overnight. Now, the Taishan demon was refining the Heavenly Demon Bridge. After so long, it had just begun. To truly refine and erase the consciousness of the ancient demon dragon was not an easy task. Of course, if he waited for his dragon soul to fully recover, it would be much easier. Because the dragon soul had consumed a large amount of dragon soul power to set up the formation, it would not be easy to recover. It would take at least a few days. Not yet. Isn't this too hasty? The Queen of the Abyss said. Why don't we wait until you have completely refined the heavenly demon bridge before we take action? Yang Hanwu shook his head. We don't have that much time. I feel that Zetian's strength is getting stronger and stronger. If this continues, I might not be able to suppress him. Ever since the Taishan demon appeared, he had a special premonition about Zetian. He could feel that Zetian was getting stronger and stronger. Now, Zetian's cultivation had reached level 6 of the Great Emperor Realm. Previously, he was only at level 2 of the Great Emperor Realm. Such a cultivation speed was terrifying. Therefore, there was less and less time left for Yang Hanwu. If Zetian's strength had broken through to the Great Emperor Realm before the opening of the 5 extreme spaces, he might have broken through the passageway of the 5 extreme spaces and entered the ancient region to release the true body of the demon. That would be terrifying. At that time, the entire ancient realm and the 5 extremities space would be shattered and destroyed. Yang Hanwu couldn't be more clear about how terrifying that devil was. The soul-controlling tablet was probably an existence that surpassed the Supreme Great Emperor weapon. It had paid a huge price to seal the demon inside. However, he did not expect that a trace of his soul would still be able to escape. Zetian is indeed very strong, Ziryu murmured. He doesn't have any weaknesses. Even if it's just a clone, it has already reached the Great Emperor Realm. Therefore, I need to obtain the treasures in the pagoda. Only then can I increase my strength and fight against Zetian, Yang Hanwu said. In fact, there was another reason for going to the pagoda. Yang Hanwu guessed that the pagoda was actually the world source of the 5 extreme spaces. However, it was not easy to obtain the world source of the pagoda. All right. Seeing that there was no way to persuade Yang Hanwu, the two of them could only follow him. After all, Yang Hanwu wasn't a reckless person. He was indeed very strong. Moreover, there were many people who had entered the Skybreak mountain range to snatch the heaven-piercing Devil Bridge. Moreover, each and every one of them was extremely strong. There were 5 great emperors. However, these people didn't come out after entering the Skybreak mountain range. Only Yang Hanwu survived. It was obvious that Yang Hanwu's strength was not as simple as what the two of them had seen. As for what trump card he was hiding, the Queen of the Abyss could not see through it. Someone is coming. Let's leave now. Under Mao's reminder, Yang Hanwu discovered that many experts were rushing over. Those people must have received news of Huangsheng and the others' deaths. They must have rushed over to investigate the cause of their deaths. In addition, they probably wanted to snatch the heavenly demon bridge. That was why they were so fast. Let's go. The 3 of them turned into 3 rays of light and flew away. Chapter 841. Kill them. The Queen of the Abyss suddenly emitted killing intent. She lowered her voice and whispered in Yang Hanwu's ear, "These people, kill them." "No, that will expose us." Yang Hanwu refused. Yang Hanwu didn't know why the Queen of the Abyss would emit such a terrifying killing intent when she saw these people. If it wasn't for Yang Hanwu concealing their auras, they would have been exposed. That would have been very unfavorable for them. They once killed my clansmen. The Queen of the Abyss was extremely gloomy. It was obvious that the Queen of the Abyss's hatred for them wasn't just a little bit. Be patient, now isn't the time. Yang Hanwu said, once we kill them, we will be exposed. At that time, we will face endless pursuit. That way, I won't have enough time to cultivate, let alone deal with the Zetian. You just have to let me go. The Queen of the Abyss said, this is an opportunity. If they return to the 5 extremities holy lands, I won't have a chance. Listen to me, you are now one of my people. I will avenge you, but that's on the premise that I become stronger. How about this, you can leave after I pass the pagoda. Yang Hanwu hesitated for a moment before saying. After all, the Queen of the Abyss was here for revenge, and it was a blood feud. The Queen of the Abyss gritted her teeth and looked at those people. Her eyes flashed with intense hatred. In the end, she sighed and said, "I'm sorry, I was too impulsive. I will wait until you obtain the pagoda's inheritance and become strong enough to avenge them. There are many experts in the 5 extremities holy lands, and there are even late-stage heavenly emperors. Without enough strength, it's impossible to avenge them. It's good that you can think it through." Yang Hongwu was relieved when he heard her words. The hatred of destroying her clan was definitely a blood feud. At the end of the day, the Queen of the Abyss was also a human. Therefore, he could understand how the Queen of the Abyss felt at this moment. "All right, let's get out of here." Through Mao's delusion breaker eye, Yang Hongwu discovered that there were still many experts rushing over from afar. If he didn't leave now, it would be even more difficult later. "All right." The Queen of the Abyss nodded. The 3 of them used the aura-concealing talisman and secretly left Heavenly Broken Mountain. The destination of this trip was naturally the Spirit Pagoda. The Spirit Pagoda was located in the center of the entire 5 extreme space. It was on top of a towering mountain. That mountain was called Spirit Mountain. Of course, this was not the Spirit Mountain that the Buddhists spoke of. Because the Spirit Pagoda was at the peak of this mountain was called Spirit Mountain. On the Spirit Mountain, there was a special law suppression. Once one entered the Spirit Mountain, they would lose their dharmic powers. Therefore, after entering the spiritual mountain, one could not casually fight. Anyone who entered Spirit Mountain and violated the rules would suffer a terrible punishment. After walking for 2 days, the 3 of them finally arrived at the foot of Spirit Mountain. Looking at the towering Spirit Mountain, Yang Hongwu could not help but be shocked. It was not because the Spirit Mountain was tall enough, but because of the mysterious laws contained within the Spirit Mountain. If he could comprehend the mysteries within, his strength would probably more than double. However, there was not enough time for Yang Hongwu to comprehend these mysteries. He could only enter Spirit Mountain as soon as possible and challenge the Spirit Pagoda. At the foot of Spirit Mountain, there were many people here every day. These people came here to challenge the Spirit Pagoda. Although it was very dangerous to challenge the Spirit Pagoda, the rewards were also great. If one was lucky, one might obtain Emperor weapons, Emperor techniques, Emperor pills, and so on. Of course, danger was also relative. If one was unlucky, one might die inside and not be able to come out. Even so, many cultivators who wanted to soar into the sky continuously entered the Spirit Pagoda to obtain the opportunities they wanted. "Come, let's go down." The Queen of the Abyss and Ziru nodded their heads. Seeing the arrival of Yang Hongwu and the others, some people were surprised, especially when they saw that Yang Hongwu was only a half-step sage realm. "Is this kid here to die?" Half-step sage realm, TSK, he really doesn't know his place. However, he has good luck with women. Those 2 women have graceful figures, one look and I can tell that they are great beauties. Fortunately, this is Spirit Mountain. If he left Spirit Mountain, his women would be snatched away. "Shut up, you guys. Do you want to die? Why don't you take a look at the strength of those 2 women?" Another person snorted. "Great Emperor Realm." One of them opened his mouth wide in disbelief. He did not expect one of the 2 women to be a great Emperor Realm expert. Although the other one was weaker, his strength was not to be underestimated. He had reached the Great Saint Realm. "So it's a gigolo." A young 4th-step Great Emperor Realm expert said faintly. He did not put Yang Hongwu and the others in his eyes. Their words naturally fell into the ears of Yang Hongwu and the others. The Queen of the Abyss snorted coldly. Those weaker martial artists instantly felt as if they were struck by lightning, and they did not dare to say anything. "If you guys dare to talk nonsense again, I will kill you." The Queen of the Abyss's eyes flashed with cold light, and her killing intent erupted. Previously, she had encountered a great enemy in Broken Sky Mountain, but she was unable to kill him. She had yet to release the anger in her heart, and these few guys happened to offend her. "What are you afraid of? This is Spirit Mountain. She won't dare to do anything unless she doesn't use her spiritual power and mental strength." A martial artist laughed, not afraid at all. In Spirit Mountain, if one used spiritual power and mental strength to attack, they would be punished by heaven. That was heaven's punishment, and it was not a joke. No one present dared to try it. Courting death. When Yang Hanwu heard this, his heart was filled with anger. He grabbed the man with his big hand and pulled him in front of him. Do you dare to say another word? I will kill you. Kill me? Ha, do it if you have the guts. Do you dare to face heaven's punishment? If I die, all of you will die. The man was extremely arrogant. He was not afraid even when his neck was grabbed. Since you are courting death, I will fulfill your wish. A terrifying killing intent flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. So what if it was heaven's punishment? It was not like he had not encountered it before. Killing a person and facing heaven's punishment was not a bad thing for Yang Hongwu. It was a good opportunity for him to use the power of heaven's punishment to raise his cultivation to another level. Such an opportunity was hard to come by. Die! Yang Hongwu tightened his grip, and a crack was heard. The man's neck was broken. Crack! The man could not believe that Yang Hongwu really dared to break his neck. Was he not afraid of heaven's punishment? Madman, he is a madman. He really killed someone. Chapter 842. Resisting heaven's punishment. You. Even the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu, who were beside Yang Hongwu, could not believe their eyes. Yang Hongwu had really killed someone. The Queen of the Abyss was very touched. However, she was also very anxious and shouted, Master, leave this place quickly. Leave Spiritual Mountain. I know you have the void travel technique. As long as you leave Spiritual Mountain, you won't be restricted by the laws and you won't be attacked by heaven's punishment. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly and did not take it to heart. Don't worry, all of you retreat first. Heaven's punishment, I need the power of heaven's punishment. The other warriors retreated one after another. They did not want to be drawn into heaven's punishment. That would be troublesome. The power of heaven's punishment was terrifying. Even a late great Emperor Realm expert could not withstand it. There was once a late great Emperor Realm super expert who killed someone because he did not like him. Heaven's punishment came down directly. It was just a lightning tribulation and that great emperor was turned into ashes, leaving nothing behind. It was as if he had never been there. Since then, no one had dared to make a move in Spirit Mountain. Now, there was an audacious lunatic who dared to kill someone here. He must be tired of living. Or maybe he was angry for a woman, but that was the behavior of a lunatic. Boom! A loud sound was heard. A huge eye appeared in the sky above Spiritual Mountain. It was the eye of heaven's punishment. It's here. It's terrifying. That's the aura of heaven's punishment. It's the aura of destruction. No one can withstand it. An expert said. That kid is dead. That's the eye of heaven's punishment. The real heaven's punishment. Even a great Emperor Realm expert would die under it. Back off a little further. An expert said, don't enter the range of heaven's punishment. Otherwise, you'll be targeted. Everyone kept retreating. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu did not continue to retreat. They looked at Yang Hongwu with worry in their eyes. Their lives were linked to Yang Hongwu's. If Yang Hongwu died, they would die without a doubt. However, the Queen of the Abyss was willing to die. If Yang Hongwu was killed by heaven's punishment, she was willing to die. But more than that, she was confident. During the pill tribulation, it was heaven's punishment. The power was heaven's punishment. Was it wasn't it was it, was it, wasn't it was it wasn't it? Was it not Hongwu? He was it as heaven's punishment. He was as it was as it was it is it was he is as it strength is it God is it God is it is God is God is it. Is transin is it? Is it? Is didn't? Is refining is it? Is not transin not is it cultivation? Cultivation transin is it was it? Is it not is it? Yang Hanwu didn't have much time. He wanted to improve his cultivation as fast as possible so that he could have a chance to compete with Zetian. Borrowing the power of heavenly tribulation and heavenly punishment to cultivate one's body and body refining techniques was probably a shortcut to quickly improve one's body refining techniques. Of course, most people wouldn't use such an extreme method. Moreover, no one had ever succeeded. Yang Hanwu was the first and probably the last. No one would be so crazy. No one dared to risk their life to cultivate. Only a madman or a fool would dare to use such a method to cultivate. Looking at the eye of heaven's punishment that was being nurtured, Yang Hongwu's lips curved into a faint smile. Heaven's punishment? I hope it won't disappoint me. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's physical strength was pushed to the extreme. The immoral dragon body was activated. What is that kid trying to do? Is he waiting for death? Yeah, is he waiting for death? He didn't even put up any defense. Everyone present was shocked beyond words. Looking at Yang Hanwu, everyone held their breaths. Heaven's punishment is coming. The power of the huge eye of heavenly punishment seemed to have been nurtured to the extreme. The electric light kept flashing and jumping, like electric snakes that were swimming around. Boom! With a loud sound, a purple lightning bolt the size of a washbasin struck towards Yang Hanwu. Its power was shocking. It was like an electric dragon. This lightning bolt was extremely terrifying. It contained an unparalleled destructive power. Even the people in the distance could feel the frightening destructive power. If they were to be struck by this lightning, they would definitely be dead. Among the people present, the strongest one was a level 3 Great Emperor realm martial artist. He was a genius of the Heaven Fusion sect. He knew that if this bolt of lightning hit him, he would die without a doubt. One had to know that magic power was limited in the Spirit Mountain. Without magic power, one could only rely on one's physical body to resist the terrifying power of heaven's punishment. No one would be able to resist it. Even those experts who cultivated their physical bodies couldn't do it. ZZ. The lightning bolt struck Yang Hongwu's body. With a ZZ sound, electric arcs flashed around his body. His entire body was shrouded in purple energy. This purple energy was the power of thunder and lightning. It also contained a terrifying destructive power. The destructive power entered Yang Hongwu's body and wildly destroyed Yang Hongwu's physical body. Yang Hongwu activated the immortal dragon body. The power of his physical body was pushed to the extreme. The power of the 9 dragons' sacred body also began to erupt. Although he didn't activate the 9 dragons' sacred body, the power of the sacred body was still crazily devouring the power of thunder and lightning. Look, that kid's physical body is terrifying. It's actually devouring the power of heaven's punishment. A martial artist said. His aura has become stronger. What kind of monster is this? His physical body is so terrifying. He can actually resist the power of heaven's punishment. Yang Hanwu withstood the power of heaven's punishment. Everyone present was shocked to the extreme. The power of heaven's punishment was extremely terrifying. It was equivalent to the full power of a great Emperor realm expert. The full power of a great Emperor realm expert was a thunder and lightning attack. It contained a terrifying destructive power. Moreover, the person who blocked it didn't have magic power. He didn't use any treasure to block it. He didn't die. This person's physical body was too terrifying. Perhaps only an invincible great emperor could have such a terrifying physical body. All the experts were shocked. Refine for me. Yang Hanwu roared. He crazily devoured the power of heaven's punishment. The power of heaven's punishment was enormous. The power of heaven's punishment was constantly damaging his physical body. However, the power of the immortal dragon body was constantly repairing his body. Another huge part of the power of heaven's punishment was devoured and turned into pure energy. The 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art was the power of the 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art. It was constantly devouring the power of thunder and lightning to increase his cultivation. Bang! Chapter 843. Revenge. Oh my god, where did he come from? He actually made a breakthrough. Isn't this guy too abnormal? He actually made a breakthrough after the heaven's punishment. This is unbelievable. Terrifying, this is terrifying. Could it be that he has the legendary sacred body of lightning? I'm afraid so. Only the sacred body of lightning can survive the heaven's punishment and even absorb the power of the heaven's punishment to make a breakthrough in his cultivation. Not only that, this guy must have cultivated a lightning-attributed body refining technique. No wonder this guy dared to resist the heaven's punishment. Then wouldn't this kid be invincible in Spirit Mountain? He can kill people as he pleases? Hearing this, everyone's face turned gloomy. No matter what cultivation they had, they would not be a match for this guy in Spiritual Mountain. He could kill people, but others could not. Who would dare to go against him? This guy is too terrifying. Li Shanxiu's eyes flashed coldly. He was a genius of the Heaven Fusion sect and a top genius in the Five Extremities space. In his eyes, no one could surpass him in the Five Extremities space. Now that there was such a terrifying genius with such heaven-defying talent, if he did not kill him, he would be a huge threat to Lin Fan. If he could not kill him in Spiritual Mountain, what about outside of Spiritual Mountain? At this moment, Li Shanxiu's killing intent rose as he looked at Yang Hongwu. As long as he left Spiritual Mountain, he would kill him. Of course, Yang Hongwu didn't know at this time that he had been targeted, and that someone wanted to put him to death. He was enjoying the thrill of the breakthrough. Sage first step. He was only 4 stages away from the true sage realm. If there were a few more heaven's punishment, his cultivation should be able to take another step forward. He wondered how many more heaven's punishment were there. After Yang Hongwu had refined all the power of the heaven's punishment, he was a little depressed. Why hadn't the next heaven's punishment appeared? When he opened his eyes, he was depressed to find that the eye of heaven's punishment in the sky had disappeared. Damn it, where's the heaven's punishment? Why did it disappear? Isn't this heaven's punishment too ridiculous? Yang Hongwu thought to himself. That's great. I knew that master would be fine. Ziryu exclaimed happily. The Queen of the Abyss was overjoyed. Not only did Yang Hongwu not die under the heavenly punishment, but his cultivation had also increased. Looking at his appearance, it seemed that he still wanted to try the heavenly punishment again. Master. AI. Why is there only one heavenly punishment? Yang Hongwu sighed. Hearing this, the other people present all darkened. Why is there only one heavenly punishment? What is the meaning of this? Could it be that he wanted a few more? Those people couldn't even withstand a single strike of the heavenly punishment. Yet, not only was he completely fine, he even managed to make a breakthrough in his cultivation. What a monster! If looks could kill, Yang Hongwu would have been killed countless times by now. Yang Hongwu felt the gazes from all around him. Only then did he come back to his senses. He didn't care about the looks of jealousy, envy, and fear. What a pity! If there are a few more heavenly punishment, my strength should be able to improve further. Yang Hongwu sighed. A few more heavenly punishment is not impossible. The Queen of the Abyss said. You mean? Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Yes, kill. Good idea. Ziryu's eyes also lit up. When the others heard this, they had a different expression. Kill. Madman, this is a madman. Hearing this, everyone stepped back and looked at Yang Hongwu with vigilance. This madman won't really want to kill again, right? Oh my god. At this time, everyone didn't dare to get close to Yang Hongwu. They looked at the 3 of them and walked away. Is there an enemy of yours here? Yang Hongwu looked around. Everyone's expression changed when he saw them. Yes. The Queen of the Abyss nodded. She looked around and pointed at Li Shanxiu, the genius of the heaven-merging sect. Li Shanxiu looked at her and a cold light flashed in his eyes. He didn't expect that she would point at him. Li Shanxiu was the most powerful genius of the Heaven Merging sect. He was the young sect master of the Heaven Merging sect. This woman actually pointed at him. Despicable, too despicable. She deserved to die. This woman must die too. Bitch, do you know what you're saying? Do you know who I am? Li Shanxiu looked at Yan Hanwu and the Queen of the Abyss coldly and said. His eyes were like sharp swords that emitted terrifying cold light. There was no doubt about his strength. Although there was no way to use magic power or spiritual power here, his aura wasn't sealed. The aura released by a third-level Great Emperor Realm expert was very terrifying. If someone was weak, they wouldn't be able to fight back at all. Kill him. The Queen of the Abyss didn't answer. Instead, she turned to Yan Hanwu and said, Master, help me kill this person. He's a disciple of the Heaven Merging sect. The Heaven Merging sect was the mastermind behind the attack on my people. Okay. Since the Queen of the Abyss said so, Yan Hanwu didn't care anymore. This was Spiritual Mountain. If they were outside, it might take some time to deal with this guy. If the other party had a powerful weapon or treasure, it might not be possible to kill him. However, he had a treasure and an emperor weapon here. Although it was powerful, he couldn't use his spiritual power to defend himself. He could only use it as a shield. Moreover, he didn't have such a defensive treasure on him. You want to kill me? You're courting death, Li Shanxiu said to the two beside him when he saw Yan Hanwu walking over. Block him for me. Yes, young master. The two beside him weren't weak either. They were both great emperors. However, although they were strong, their spiritual power and spiritual power were sealed. They weren't as fast as before. Compared to Yan Hanwu, they were too weak. With Yan Hanwu's physical strength, it would be easy for him to kill the two of them. However, Yan Hanwu's target wasn't the two of them. It was Li Shanxiu, the Heaven Merging sect's young master. Li Shanxiu stepped forward, wanting to escape from the forbidden area of Spiritual Mountain. Once he left the forbidden area of Spiritual Mountain, his cultivation would recover and he wouldn't be suppressed by the laws. At that time, he wouldn't have to worry anymore. With his cultivation of level 3 Great Emperor Realm, it was easy for him to deal with a first-step Saint Realm martial artist. Even if his physical body was extremely strong, he could still kill him easily. Chapter 844. Killing 3 more people. However, even though he was fast, he was still not as fast as Yan Hanwu. Even though Yan Hanwu did not use any magic power, his physical body was too strong, and his speed was also very fast. Whoosh! In a few breaths, Yan Hanwu appeared in front of Li Shanxiu. You want to escape? You're dreaming, Yan Hanwu said, looking at him. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Li Shanxiu's eyes flashed coldly. Heaven Melting Slash. A battle saber appeared and was swung fiercely. The battle saber was not supported by magic power, but Li Shanxiu's strength was still very strong. The Heaven Melting Slash was very mysterious. It was the strongest technique of the Heaven Melting Slash. When used, it was very powerful. Otherwise, the Heaven Melting sect would not be one of the top sects in the 5 extreme holy grounds. Li Shanxiu is using the Heaven Melting Slash. I wonder if he can defeat that young man. I think it'll be very difficult. That young man's physical body is too strong. He can even resist the heaven's punishment. Li Shanxiu will definitely die. It's good that he's dead. He's using his position to bully others. If I had enough strength, I would have killed him long ago, another person said. Your saber technique is not bad, but your strength is too weak. Yan Hanwu snorted. He flicked his finger and pointed at the battle saber. Instantly, the battle saber was sent flying. Bang! Li Shanxiu's body flew out in an instant. Damn it! Li Shanxiu spat out a mouthful of blood. Without the support of magic power, he was no match for Yan Hanwu. He had the aura of a great emperor, but it had no effect on that guy at all. Although this guy was only a first-step saint, the aura of a great emperor had no effect on him. Am I going to die here? Li Shanqiu felt very aggrieved. He was a super genius of the heaven-melting sect, but today, he was going to be killed by a first-step saint. No, definitely not. His heart was filled with unwillingness. Be on your way, Yang Hanwu said coldly. Wait, you can't kill me. If you kill me, you'll die all the same. You might have a powerful physique and could be considered invincible on Spirit Mountain, but once you leave, you'll die for sure. Li Shanqiu said, I'm the young master of the Rongtian sect. If you kill me, the Rongtian sect won't let you go. If you don't kill me, I can give you a lot of benefits. Power, beautiful women, resources, weapons, medicinal pills, etc. You can have whatever you want. I can give you all of my resources. Li Shanqiu begged for mercy. Yang Hanwu smiled, and said, weren't you very arrogant? Why are you actually begging for mercy now? As long as you don't kill me, anything can be discussed. Even if you want my Heaven Fusion Godly Sword, I can give it to you. Said Li Shanqiu. Heaven Fusion Godly Sword, TSK, impressive. That's a high-grade Emperor weapon. However, I still don't care about it. A mere Heaven Fusion Godly Sword is nothing. Yang Hanwu sneered, don't take me for a fool. You're dreaming if you want to tempt me with a mere high-grade Emperor weapon. What's more, once I let you go, once you leave this Spirit Mountain and recover your magic power, you'll definitely attack me. I'm not that stupid. No, I definitely won't. I can swear a heavenly blood oath. Said Li Shanqiu. Shut up. I don't want anything. I just want to kill you. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a cold light, and he suddenly threw out a punch. 10-direction killing fist. This punch was condensed with killing intent. The power of killing instantly penetrated his heart and destroyed his soul. This is the 10-direction killing fist. He's the descendant of that god of slaughter. Seeing Yang Hongwu's fist technique, some people's faces changed greatly. A long time ago, there was a terrifying god of slaughter who had entered this place. That person's strength was terrifying. Countless people had died in his hands. Even late-stage Emperor Realm experts were killed by him. The entire 5 extreme space was turned upside down by him. Since then, the god of slaughter had become a taboo in the 5 extreme space, a taboo existence like the demonic dragon. Now that he had used the 10-direction killing fist, some people who knew the situation were shocked. Boom! Yang Hanwu had only killed one person when the Eye of Heavenly Punishment appeared in the sky again. At this time, Li Shanqiu's 2 guards also rushed over. You killed the young master. You deserve to die. The Heaven Fusion sect will not let you go. Kill him to avenge the young master. No, second brother, you go. Go quickly and report this to the sect master. I'll hold him back. The other person said. You want to leave? Yang Hanwu would not let them go so easily. If he wanted to kill, he would kill all of them. You must be dreaming. As soon as he finished speaking, Yang Hanwu punched the 2 guards in the chest. That berserk power instantly pierced through the 2 men's chests. Die! Li Shanqiu and the other 2 were all killed by Yang Hanwu. At this time, the Eye of Heavenly Punishment was even more terrifying. The power it gathered was several times stronger than before. It was as if it was angered by Yang Hanwu. Thank you, Master. At this time, the Queen of the Abyss quickly rushed over and saw Yang Hanwu kill the 3 people from the Heaven Fusion sect. We're all family. You should quickly retreat. Otherwise, you'll be affected by the heavenly punishment. That'll be troublesome. Yang Hanwu said. Yes, Master, you must be careful. The Abyssal Devil Empress was well aware that her body was too weak. Without the support of magic power, there was no way she could help Yang Hanwu resist this heavenly tribulation. If she entered this place, she would only distract Yang Hanwu and become a burden to him. Madman, this madman. The people present were much fewer than before. They were afraid that Yang Hanwu would attack them. Of course, most of them appeared outside of Spiritual Mountain. After all, outside of Spiritual Mountain, there were no restrictions and they could use their full strength. Among them, the most powerful ones were Great Emperor Realm experts. Although Yang Hongwu's physical body was incomparably strong and could resist the heavenly punishment, that was only his physical body. Outside of Spiritual Mountain, everyone could use treasures and magic power. Even if they could not kill him, they should have no problem protecting themselves. This madman is too terrifying. He really killed Li Shanqiu of the Heaven Fusion sect. TSK, didn't you notice? That madman also cultivated some kind of fist technique? 10-direction killing fist, the legendary killing god's fist technique? That's right. I think this madman is the successor of that killing god. There will be another bloody storm in the 5 extreme space. This has nothing to do with us, right? That's right. The people who died were from the 5 extreme holy lands. Those bastards are really despicable. If it weren't for my lack of strength, I would have killed my way in. The man's face was filled with killing intent. Chapter 845. Limit Boom. This time, his talent was much stronger and more terrifying than the previous time. The entire Spirit Mountain seemed to be suffocated by this terrifying pressure. Everyone felt oppressed. It's too scary. We have to leave this Spirit Mountain. Some people walked out. All of them left the range of the Spirit Mountain. After all, the pressure of this heavenly punishment was too terrifying. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath. Looking at the terrifying lightning tribulation, he activated his immortal dragon body. His entire body was enveloped by the purple lightning. Crack! Before that bolt of lightning could be digested, another bolt of lightning struck down. This bolt of lightning was thicker, more terrifying, and more shocking. He's dead. I didn't think that it wouldn't be just one bolt of lightning this time. I'm afraid it's because he killed so many people consecutively that he completely enraged Skylaw. I think so. If he can't even die like this, then this kid is too abnormal. Come. Yang Hanwu faced the sky and roared, frantically refining the terrifying power of thunder and lightning. When the huge thunderbolt struck Yang Hanwu's body, it turned into small thunderbolts and entered his body, constantly strengthening his physical body and his physique. Every cell in his body was transforming and becoming stronger. Bolts of lightning struck down one after another. After 7 heavenly punishments, Yang Hanwu felt that his physical body had already reached its limit. If it came again, he was afraid that it would be troublesome. He won't be able to hold on much longer. He's dead. At this time, Yang Hongwu's clothes had turned into pieces of cloth, and his strong muscles were exposed. As the heavenly lightning continued to fall, scars began to appear on Yang Hongwu's body. Crack! Another bolt of heavenly thunder struck down. This one was even more frightening. It was dozens of times more powerful than the previous ones. It was even more terrifying than all the previous heavenly thunders combined. In an instant, Yang Hanwu fell to the ground. His skin split open, and blood splattered everywhere. Master! Seeing this scene, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu were worried. Damn it, how could this be? Seeing that the Queen of the Abyss was about to rush in, Ziryu hurriedly pulled her back and said, "Believe in Master, he'll be fine." At this time, Yang Hanwu slowly sat up. Refine. Breakthrough. At this time, Yang Hanwu erupted with a powerful aura. His cultivation breakthrough. Sage second step. Sage third step. This change, everyone present was stunned. Yang Hanwu broke through. He thought that Yang Hanwu was dead for sure, but he didn't expect that he would break through at this critical moment. Moreover, he broke through 2 small realms. From the first step saint stage to the third step saint stage. This meant that he was only 2 levels away from breaking through to the true saint stage. This kid. His willpower is astonishing. I wonder what kind of cultivation technique he is using to be able to devour the power of heavenly punishment to cultivate. But I'm afraid he's at his limit now. Yes, that's right. Although his cultivation has broken through, it consumed a lot of his mental strength. It's not something that can be recovered in a short time. The eye of heaven's punishment is still there. I'm afraid there's another heaven's punishment. The eye of heaven's punishment is nurturing a terrifying power. This heaven's punishment is probably more terrifying than the previous one. He can't resist it. Because he's too arrogant. He's dead for sure this time. It's good that this freak is dead. Some people outside Spiritual Mountain were afraid, some were envious, and some felt pity. Such a monstrous genius was probably going to fall here. Almost everyone thought that Yang Hanwu was dead for sure this time. There was no way for him to survive. The only people who had hope for Yang Hanwu were the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu. They believed in Yang Hanwu. Since he dared to do this, he must have his own trump card. It was impossible for him to fall so easily. But even so, even though the two of them believed in Yang Hanwu, they were still very worried. After all, this was a heaven's punishment. Every heaven's punishment was extremely terrifying. Every heaven's punishment was equivalent to a great Emperor Realm martial artist's full-strength attack. If the previous attack was equivalent to an early great Emperor Realm martial artist, then the last heaven's punishment was equivalent to an invincible great Emperor Realm martial artist's attack. Even though Yang Hanwu cultivated a cultivation technique that could devour the power of lightning, his body was very strong, and his resistance to lightning was very strong. But he still couldn't resist it. No matter what kind of body, cultivation technique, or defensive power, once it exceeded a certain limit, it would be useless no matter how strong the defense was. Right now, Yang Hanwu might have reached this limit. I've already reached the limit, but I still haven't broken through. If I continue to resist like this, I'm afraid I'll die here. Yang Hanwu's eyes flickered. It seems that I can only use that move. Yang Hanwu still had a trump card. This trump card was also the reason why Yang Hanwu dared to kill Li Shanqiu and the others from the Heaven-merging sect. If he did not have this trump card, Yang Hanwu would not have dared to kill people like this. After all, heavenly punishment was too powerful. Yang Hanwu could block it once or twice, but he did not have the confidence to block it 3 times. Of course, unless Yang Hanwu's body made a breakthrough at the critical moment and reached the level of a great Emperor Realm martial artist, then it would be possible. Yang Hanwu's body was still far from being able to contend against a great Emperor Realm martial artist with just his body. Unless his immortal dragon body reached the 3rd stage. Yang Hanwu's immortal dragon body was only at the 2nd stage, the dragon transformation stage. If he reached the 3rd stage, the Dragon King stage, then he would have the strength to contend against a great Emperor Realm martial artist. Of course, if he reached an even higher stage, the Immortal Dragon Body, then that would be the true limit of the Immortal Dragon Body. What should we do? Master won't be able to resist this heaven's punishment. Ziruyu panicked. Let's go help Master. The Queen of the Abyss gritted her teeth and said to Ziruyu. Ziruyu nodded, okay. The two rushed towards Spirit Mountain and Yang Hanwu. At this moment, Yang Hanwu felt their movements and hurriedly shouted, "You don't have to come over. I can resist it. Don't worry, your bodies are too weak. Even if you come over, it won't help. But Master, the heavens punishment lightning tribulation below is very powerful. You can't resist it at all." The Queen of the Abyss said. I can resist it. Yang Hanwu said, quickly retreat. Otherwise, it will be too late when the heavens punishment lightning tribulation falls. I don't want to lose you. Boom! The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu had just retreated when the huge heavens punishment lightning tribulation fell. Chapter 846. True Devil Incarnation Ascension Taishan Demon. Yang Hanwu roared and a heavenly demon appeared. It was the Taishan demon. At this moment, the Taishan demon had yet to refine the heavenly demon bridge. However, he had no choice but to come out at this crucial moment. If he didn't appear, his original body would be killed by the heavenly thunder. The Taishan demon appeared with a bridge in his hand. This bridge was none other than the Heavenly Devil Bridge. Yang Hongwu's plan was to refine the Heaven-Piercing Devil Bridge because the artifact spirit of the Heaven-Piercing Devil Bridge was hard to refine. If he wanted to truly control and refine the Heavenly Demon Bridge, he would have to erase the will of the immemorial Devil Dragon. This was not an easy task. If the Taishan demon were to suppress and refine it himself, no one knew how long it would take. Perhaps he would have to wait until Yang Hongwu's cultivation reached the Great Emperor realm before he could do it. That was not what Yang Hongwu wanted. It had been too long. Therefore, Yang Hongwu also thought of a way, which was to use the power of heavenly punishment to deal with the ancient demon dragon's will. This is a very good idea. Now that Yang Hongwu was at a critical moment, if he could use the heavenly demon bridge to resist the heavenly punishment, he could borrow the power of the heavenly punishment to completely erase the will of the ancient devil dragon. This was killing two birds with one stone. Boom! That terrifying lightning finally struck. However, the first to bear the brunt of it wasn't Yang Hongwu or the Taishan demon, but the heavenly demon bridge. The huge lightning bolt struck the heavenly devil bridge, and the entire heavenly devil bridge was enveloped in it. What a terrifying power! Yang Hongwu was shocked. Under the terrifying power of the heavenly punishment, the heavenly devil bridge was almost unable to withstand it. Damn it, damned humans, damned beasts! The power of the heavenly punishment rushed into the heavenly demon bridge and hit the ancient devil dragon. The ancient devil dragon screamed in pain. The terrifying power continued to weaken his will. This made him incomparably furious. He hated Yang Hongwu to the bone. He wished he could cut him into 1,000 pieces, or even swallow him whole bit by bit. He kept cursing. However, it was meaningless. The power of heavenly punishment kept attacking his body and destroying his will. This person is too despicable. How did he provoke the power of heavenly punishment? He couldn't imagine how a mere sage could provoke the power of heavenly punishment. By heavenly punishment. Of heavenly punishment. And heavenly punishment. If it was an ordinary attack, he wouldn't have cared at all. As long as he was within the heavenly devil bridge, ordinary attacks, even the attacks of late great emperor realm experts, wouldn't be able to break through his defense and destroy his will. As long as he waited for the right time, he would be able to obtain enough energy to be reborn again. However, he God's heavens. Demon devil to. Yang to the demon to be. God's demon's demon to him. Was demon to die. Be. He. His. His to be. Him to be. His. Him. To this point. To leave S to is. Was to die. S to A's. B. After all, he didn't have any energy or spiritual energy to replenish himself. Therefore, he couldn't resist the heavenly punishment. Human, don't use the power of heavenly punishment to attack me. I agree to submit to you and recognize you as my master. Another dozen breaths passed. Half of the ancient demon dragon's demon's will was consumed. He couldn't take it anymore and said to the Taishan demon. Great. The Taishan demon was overjoyed. Agreeing to recognize him as his master was the best thing that could happen. He forced out a drop of blood essence and merged it with the ancient demon dragon and the heavenly punishment demon bridge. A light flashed. The Taishan demon had completely refined the heavenly punishment demon bridge. The ancient demon dragon couldn't go against the Taishan demon's will. Moreover, if a powerful emperor weapon had a weapon spirit, its power would be much stronger. Without the weapon spirit, its power would be much weaker. If he could refine it without destroying the weapon spirit, it would be better if he didn't destroy the weapon spirit. After refining the heavenly punishment demon bridge, the Taishan demon's aura kept increasing. That was the Archean demon law. The boundless memories poured into the mind of the Taishan demon, causing his aura to rise continuously. Yang Hongwu's spiritual power and primordial spirit power were also increasing. In comparison, the original body and the evil corpse were originally one. When the evil corpse increased in strength, the original body would also gain great benefits. However, even if the evil corpse died, the original body wouldn't. Of course, once the evil corpse died, although the original body wouldn't die, it would have a great impact on the original body. The original body's primordial spirit would be damaged and its power would decrease. If it wanted to recover, it would take a long time. Moreover, once the 3 corpses were severed, it would be necessary to cultivate the 3 corpses proving path. If one of the 3 corpses was destroyed, it would need to sever another 3 corpses to break through. That was the disadvantage of the 3 corpses proving path. However, the current strength of the evil corpse Taishan demon was much, much stronger than the original body. Because he had refined the heavenly punishment demon bridge, the Taishan demon's power increased crazily. He reached the peak of the great sage realm in an instant and was still improving. In a few breaths, he reached the half-step great emperor realm and was still improving. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He didn't expect the heavenly punishment demon bridge to contain such terrifying energy. If it wasn't for the Taishan demon dragon's special situation that prevented him from devouring and refining the energy directly, it would be too difficult to seal and suppress the Taishan demon dragon. It could be said that fortune came from danger. This time, Yang Hongwu, or rather, the Taishan demon, had gained great benefits. Everything that the Taishan demon dragon had done benefited the Taishan demon. The Taishan demon dragon's heart was bleeding at this time. Not only did he fail to break through, but he also destroyed all his years of accumulation. Not only that, but what made him even more depressed was that he had no choice but to recognize the Taishan demon as his master and become his treasure. In the future, he could only help him in battle and couldn't go against his will. Unless the Taishan demon died, he would only be able to regain his freedom. However, he felt relieved after thinking about it. Maybe this was fate. This guy's power was terrifying. If he really grew up, it wouldn't take long for his power to reach the realm of the heavenly punishment demon emperor. He might even surpass the heavenly punishment demon emperor. His aptitude was extraordinary. He had such a cultivation at such a young age. He had a bright future. Maybe it wasn't a bad thing to follow him? Oh no! Suddenly, the Taishan demon felt a terrifying power. This power penetrated the void and passed down from the demon's realm. Original body, I'm going to ascend to the demon's realm, the Taishan demon said as he looked at Yang Hongwu. How could this be? Yang Hongwu was also stunned. At this time, the eye of heaven punishment had already dissipated. However, a void passage appeared in the void. Chapter 847. Entering the spiritual pagoda ascended. He actually ascended. It's the demon region. Seeing the Taishan demon, everyone was shocked. This wasn't realistic. Even a great emperor wouldn't ascend to the upper world if he didn't want to. But the Taishan demon wasn't even a great emperor at this time, but he was led to the demon region. Seeing the Taishan demon disappear, Yang Hongwu was depressed. There were pros and cons to the Taishan demon ascending to the demon region. The good thing was that he could continue to strengthen himself in the demon region, and even try to break through to the great emperor realm. The bad thing was that Yang Hongwu lost a huge fighting force. Especially when dealing with the Zetian, he found a strong helper. This was the most depressing part. The heavenly demon bridge was refined by someone. He got it. He ascended to the demon region. Rumor has it that a few days ago, experts from the 5 Extremes Sanctuary and a few other sects went to snatch the heavenly demon bridge, but they all died. I'm afraid they died in his hands. He's so strong. He's only a great saint, but he got the heavenly demon bridge. What a pity. Now the heavenly demon bridge has been brought to the demon region. A few experts sighed. If he didn't ascend to the demon region, he still had a chance to snatch the heavenly demon bridge. It was the supreme demonic weapon of the heavenly demon emperor, and it was extremely powerful. Moreover, once he comprehended the mystery and understood the heavenly demon bridge, he could even get the inheritance of the heavenly demon emperor, and get the opportunity to break through to the invincible great emperor realm. I wonder who that kid is, and what's his relationship with that person. Why did he come out to help him withstand the heaven's punishment? They're all crazy. That kid has passed the heaven's punishment. At this time, there was no one in the spiritual mountain except for the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu who walked in. The two of them were shocked by what had just happened. Who was that person? What's his relationship with Yang Hongwu? Why did he help him? Yang Hongwu smiled as he knew what they were thinking. He said, "He's an evil corpse that I got out of my 3-corpse severing." Your evil corpse severing? Severing 3 corpses to prove the Tao? Isn't that Hongjun Emperor's secret technique? Ziryu was shocked. You obtained Hongjun Emperor's inheritance? That was a powerful secret technique. An Emperor Lord wouldn't easily hand over such a secret technique unless he received an inheritance. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was stunned. In the untainted 3 realms, the severing of 3 corpses mystic technique was not a secret technique. In fact, Hongjun had taught the severing of 3 corpses mystic technique when he preached in the Purple Cloud Palace in the untainted 3 realms. Thus, this secret technique could not be considered a secret at all. However, it was unknown whether the secret technique of beheading the 3 corpses had been passed down in this plane. What's more, Yang Hongwu had inexplicably created the evil corpse. He had never truly cultivated the 3-corpse execution mystic technique. He had no idea what was going on when he created the evil corpse. I don't know how I did it either. Yang Hongwu said, "All right, let's go to the pagoda." That kid is going to the pagoda. Seeing that Yang Hongwu had finally left and was walking towards the pagoda, the others heaved a sigh of relief. If that kid had been there all along, no one would have dared to enter the spiritual mountain. As long as he entered the pagoda, the others could also enter the pagoda. After all, they had come here to challenge the pagoda. If they couldn't even enter the spiritual mountain, how could they challenge the pagoda? Enter directly? Who knew if that lunatic would kill again to attract the heavenly punishment and use the power of the heavenly punishment to cultivate? The facts had proven that the lunatic had indeed used the heavenly punishment to cultivate. Moreover, he had made great progress. Under the heavenly punishment, his cultivation had gone from the half-step saint realm to the 3rd-step saint realm. It seemed that his physical body had also made great progress. Among them, there were great emperors. Moreover, they were all geniuses. They believed that they were extremely talented and had great combat strength. However, after witnessing Yang Hongwu's power in the spiritual mountain and killing Li Shanxiu of the heaven-merging sect, they didn't dare to provoke him again. They didn't think that their strength was stronger than Li Shanxiu's. Therefore, they didn't dare to enter. Although it was a little frustrating, it was still better than losing their lives. At this moment, Yang Hongwu had already arrived in front of the pagoda. Looking at the tall pagoda door, there was a mysterious aura on it. Runes and restrictions were filled with the power of the heavenly way. Was this the heavenly way of this realm? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. As expected, this pagoda should be the origin of the entire 5 extreme space. Perhaps the core of the 5 extreme space was here. If that wasn't the case, there wouldn't be such a powerful power of law here, and the eye of heavenly punishment wouldn't have appeared here. If he could enter the pagoda, obtain the inheritance of the pagoda, and obtain the heart of the world of this realm, then he could truly refine this realm and become the master of this realm. At that time, it would be much easier to deal with Zetian. Of course, there was a prerequisite to this, and it was that the world core of this plane had no master. If this realm had a master, then it would be troublesome. With his current cultivation, he wasn't able to kill such a terrifying expert. Of course, all of this was just a thought. As for the actual situation, he would only know after entering the pagoda. Even if he couldn't obtain the pagoda and the heart of the world of this realm, he would still be able to obtain some treasures. As long as he increased his cultivation and reached the great saint realm, then he would be confident in dealing with Zetian. Well, you two can cultivate here. Yang Hanwu hesitated for a while and said, No, I want to go in with you. My cultivation is at the Great Emperor realm. I will be of help to you. I want to go in too. My cultivation has now recovered to the Great Saint realm. With the elixir you gave me, my cultivation has now reached the peak of the Great Saint realm. I can help you. Ziryu added, Moreover, I want to find opportunities inside and hope to break through to the Great Emperor realm. Looking at the determined eyes of the two women, Yang Hanwu nodded and didn't refuse. The three of them stepped into the pagoda. After entering the pagoda, Yang Hanwu found that his magic power was released. In the next moment, a powerful suction force came. Hold my hand. Yang Hanwu hurriedly said. Chapter 848. Battle Formation. What's so special about this pagoda? After a moment of dizziness, the three of them appeared on a vast plain. This should be a different space within the pagoda. God knows how many such spaces there were in the pagoda. I don't know. I've never entered the pagoda before. But there's one thing I'm sure of. It's very dangerous to enter the pagoda. Every time we enter the pagoda, there will be many who can't get out and die in there, said the Queen of the Abyss. Safety is not an issue. You have to be confident about that. Yang Hanwu said, With our strength, it's definitely not a problem to survive in the pagoda. If they didn't even have this bit of confidence, how could they enter the pagoda to challenge it? If they didn't even have faith in themselves, they would definitely die. Of course, being confident was one thing. One shouldn't be overconfident, or it would turn into arrogance. That wasn't a good thing. Tung, tung, tung. At this moment, the ground began to shake. It was as if there were thousands of soldiers and horses running from afar. Looking from afar, there was a trail of dust. What a terrifying aura. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. They had just entered the pagoda, and there was already an opening salvo. The pagoda's challenge wasn't that easy to complete. Yang Hanwu looked at the black mass in the distance. It was a herd of earth-stepping bulls. Although the earth-stepping bulls weren't strong and were only equivalent to the early stage of the Sage realm, there were too many of them. Looking over, there were thousands of them. What do we do? Ziryu said, We have to avoid these beasts. Otherwise, we'll be trampled into meat paste. This large herd of earth-stepping bulls formed a terrifying aura. This huge aura condensed into a huge shadow. Damn it. These beasts can actually gather together to form a battle formation. Yang Hongwu's face darkened when he saw this scene. To be able to form a huge battle formation, this was definitely not something that ordinary beasts could do. It was either a race with extremely high intelligence, or a powerful cultivator was controlling it. The barbarian stomping bulls were exotic beasts with low intelligence. Therefore, if no one was controlling them, it was absolutely impossible for them to form a battle formation. Since this large group of stomping bulls had formed a battle formation, there must be someone, or rather, a powerful cultivator controlling it. As soon as the three of them appeared, a large group of bulls appeared. They even formed a huge battle formation. This caused Yang Hanwu to be very surprised. Could it be that the other party had long since anticipated their arrival? Or perhaps this barbarian bull's battle formation wasn't set up to deal with the three of them? Mauer, let's see who is dealing with us, Yang Hanwu said to Mauer. All right. Mauer activated her delusion breaker eyes to check the situation. As for Yang Hanwu and the other two, they soared into the air and continuously retreated, wanting to avoid the impact of the battle formation. However, Yang Hanwu knew that he could not hide for long. If such a huge battle formation could be so easily broken and avoided, it wouldn't be a battle formation. The reason why a battle formation was so powerful was because it had gathered the power of all the living beings within the battle formation. When all the power was gathered together, it formed an even more powerful and terrifying power. Of course, in order to command such a powerful battle formation, there was a strict requirement for the commander. If the commander's strength was insufficient, and if he did not have strong enough mental power, it would be impossible for him to control the battle formation. As for Yang Hanwu, although he had heard of battle formations, he had never cultivated one before. As such, he had no way of becoming the commander of a battle formation, nor did he have any way of breaking the battle formation's battle formation. The most violent method of breaking a battle formation was to find the commander of the battle formation and kill him. That way, the entire battle formation would naturally break by itself. That method was the most direct and also the simplest. However, it was also the most difficult method. After all, as the commander of the battle formation, he had to be very powerful. Furthermore, he would definitely be protected by a powerful force. Under normal circumstances, he would be in the center of the battle formation. As the commander of the battle formation, he would be protected by the entire battle formation. Therefore, to kill the commander of the battle formation, one must have enough strength to be able to kill his way into the center of the battle formation without being killed by the powerful force of the battle formation. If one could do that, one must be a person who could break the battle formation. One must have powerful strength to ignore the threat of the battle formation. Another way was to have a special secret method that could directly shuttle into the battle formation and instantly kill the commander of the battle formation. No matter which method it was, one must first find the commander of the battle formation. That was the first hurdle. Found it. It's that guy. Mauer passed on the situation she saw to Yang Hanwu. What a powerful mental power. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes. This guy's strength was very terrifying. He was a little guy who looked like a shepherd boy. He had a shepherd flute in his hand. He controlled the shepherd flute of the stomping bull battle formation. One had to admit that this guy's mental power was stronger than Yang Hanwu's. His cultivation was only at the peak of the great sage realm. However, his mental power had probably reached the late stage of the great emperor realm. It was because his mental power was so strong that he could control such a huge battle formation. In the sky, a terrifying vision condensed and formed. It was a very tall monster with the head of a bull and the body of a human. This image reminded Yang Hanwu of the image of the bull demon king. This phantom was a living image of the bull demon king. However, the strength of this battle formation vision was probably far beyond that of the bull demon king. It definitely had the strength of the great emperor realm. What powerful strength! The strength of this battle formation vision is too terrifying. We are no match for it at all. The Queen of the Abyss looked at Yang Hanwu and said, "It's at least in the late stage of the great emperor realm. It might even have the strength of an invincible great emperor realm. What should we do now? We can't fight it head-on." Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, "Even if the three of them combined their strength, they still wouldn't be a match for this battle formation vision." Yang Hanwu wasn't stupid enough to fight it head-on. It was simply an act of suicide. If we can't fight it head-on, we can only think of a way to outsmart it. Master, have you thought of a way? Ziryu knew that Yang Hanwu was very smart. Not only was his cultivation talent very high, but his wisdom was also absolutely 1 in a million. There's a terrifying aura behind us. At this moment, Bauer's voice came from Yang Hanwu's divine abode. Yang Hanwu hurriedly turned around to take a look. This was an unexpected disaster. There was a huge pack of wolves behind him, and they had also formed a terrifying battle formation. In the sky, a huge battle wolf had formed, and its aura was extremely terrifying. It turned out that there were people fighting, and they were using a battle formation to fight. You're tuning into the Mythic Realms YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.